Yo, 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 it's your boy Yoshi Kid Neo, and today we're back with more D&D action.
How long has this been going on for?
What do you mean?
Wait, no. I thought it was later on today.
No, it's at 12:30. That's what we had
Oh,
said
I
in the thing.
misread that then. Whoops. I'm definitely not in the game right now.
No, yeah, that's why I sent you a message on League. I was like, dude, dodge. It's D&D time, dodge. And then you were still in Champ Select, and I was like, he must just be ignoring me. And then it was, boom, in-game. I was like, fuck. Oh, well.
Oh yeah, I'm getting out now.
Oh, are you? You don't have to. You can play.
No, fuck that. I'm getting out.
Okay.
I'll tell them the remake. So
Oh, gotcha.
Nice.
I mean, I guess yeah, that's a feature. I thought that if you had loaded in, like if everyone loaded in,
no,
okay,
if you have to if you leave or disconnect the game before 3 minutes and you're gone, then at 3 minutes you guys can remake.
gotcha. Okay, well in
Yeah.
that case, cool.
Yeah, I'll just listen to LP.
That's fine. If you want, after we're done with D&D, if
No, it's all good.
I'll help you gain some more
That's
of it.
okay.
All right. Anyway, we have the group that we'll have for now. We're just down 2 people, but Martin will be back shortly, and Bill will probably. He said he'd try to get back in, but I don't think he'll be here today, which is fine. So, the last time we left our heroes, you guys had just gotten back to Siege's fort, or actually no, you guys had made way from Ashenport after did hold on last time you guys you left Ashenport and made way back to Siege's fortress. On the way out of the church cellar, you ran into Vraz, who pretty much forced you guys to give him that key, that weird key that you found. And in return, he made sure that you guys didn't die from like the 40 plus goblins that had surrounded you guys. So, right after that happened, the old woman came by, and you guys saw them exchange the key. So the old maiden had it, and then she gave him an amulet. And the only thing you overheard was that that amulet was what would cause the kobolds to pretty much disappear, because it would send a dragon into a rampage or something that had to do with the dragon. But she didn't explain to Vraz anything beyond that, so he's got to pretty much figure it out on his own. At that point, they had marched off towards the west. So after that, you guys lost track of where the goblins were. Luckily for you guys, with the town burning and all of the ships burning, you saw off in the distance your old pirate friend. What was his name? Sheldon No Fingers Norton, the pirate captain of an old crew who you guys didn't want to help out because you had better things to do. But he had commandeered the Maiden's ship before you guys had gone in and fought them. And he was offering you guys ride as long as you guys helped him get to where he needed to go. So he transported you back to the harbor. And from the harbor, you guys could see smoke coming from the northern portion of that little island area. So you went and checked it out, and Siege's forces were there. And the goblin fortress that used to stand there now lied in rubble and ruins and fire. And Sylvia Stamper, the quartermaster and Siege's right-hand woman, I guess you would say in this case, told you that since they noticed that all the goblins had left, they decided that they were going to take out that stronghold and pretty much get rid of all the goblins in that area. So the most peculiar thing about that whole incident was the fact that all of the goblins that were left behind were either sick or wounded, and any equipment that was left behind was also pretty much like scrap metal anyway. She didn't understand why the goblins would move all their stuff except for to relocate, so that's what her theory is that the goblins are actually relocating to a new area, but she has no idea where they are headed. You guys have that information that they're probably going to the Dragonspire Mountain, just because that's what you guys have seen. You guys told her that, and then she sent you on to the fortress with a letter so that you could have an audience with Siege. Once you guys got to the fortress, there was a large carnival sort of thing going on after the recent victory against the goblins. So there were a lot more people in the fortress than normal. And there was a tournament being held. And the tournament was pretty much a 6-on-6 battle. Siege's personal party that he sends out to do random errands and stuff like that around the world versus you guys. And you guys ended up triumphantly defeating them and winning 100 platinum pieces that you all split evenly, which was very nice of you guys. I'm proud of you, Inara, for not trying to sideswipe all of it. Anyways, after that happened, you guys were granted your audience with Siege, and you pretty much told him everything that you knew about the goblins, and he said that he was going to try to intercept them because he wants to get rid of them completely. But he also thought about maybe not intercepting them because he also would like to see the kobolds gone so that he can take over the resources that they have. So he's kind of not made a decision yet, but he definitely told you guys to come and visit him before you left the fortress. Other than that, he said that his plans were to expand the fortress grounds and to also convert the old stronghold of the goblins into more farmland so that they could do, they could expand. And also take the harbor and refurbish it pretty much so that they can start getting into the seafaring adventures of Siege and the gang. And then that was pretty much it. He told you guys to visit him before you left the town. But that is where we start. It is a brand new day, and the day is yours. What would y'all like to do?
I'd like to go to the arts and crafts guy.
All right.
I enter his shop and I say, "Hey, how's it going?"
Oh, hey, man. How you been, man?
Pretty good. There's a tournament in town, and
yeah, it's actually it's brought a lot of business, man, and like a lot of people have noticed that glittery stuff that you've given me, and I've actually run out, so I'm kind of on the market to look for some more, and I'm thinking what we could start doing is for every gem you give me, I'll give you 45 gold, and if you can give me 10 gems at once, I'll give you carry the 7 divided by 3. I'll give you 500 gold, man.
Okay, cool. I don't exactly have any on me, but I'd like to invest in your shop. Here's 2 platinum.
Whoa, man, hold on now. Invest? What do you mean?
I just want to help you. I like your shop, and I want to see you do better, and just kind of want to,
Man, that is so cool of you, man. And he sort of he puts out his hand and starts trying to touch your shoulder in a gratifying way. He's like, oh man, with 2 platinum, man, I could probably buy some more banners. I could get some new glass. I don't know if you looked at the window, but it's kind of gross and icky, and I don't have Windex anymore, man. They stopped making that stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, no problem. It's my pleasure. I like your shop, like what you do.
Well, you know what? Because you're an investor now, I'll have to give you a 20% discount off all my wares. Unfortunately, I know you like magic stuff, and I don't have any right now. But I do have some guys in town that are probably going to sell me some magic stuff if they find any before they leave. But that'll be another week before the carnival's done. So, it'll be some time. But by the time you come back, wherever you guys are going next, I should have some more scrolls or something you can buy. But other than that, here's a stack of parchment and some inkwells for you. So,
thank you.
You can add 10 blank parchment scrolls and 1 inkwell. That way you don't run out.
Well, thanks, my dude.
No, thank
Catch
you,
later.
man. You're the best.
See you around. Okay, I walk out.
Yeah. So, as you walk out, you sort of like look behind you just for a second, and you can just see that he is like his face is lit up. He's super excited. He's like, "Oh, we're about to do some new stuff. We're gonna make this shop look dope."
Cool. I have something else I want to do, unless someone else wants to go next.
I don't think I have anything I want to get.
I was gonna go to the library if it's time.
Yeah,
and talk
you'd
and
be able
go
to.
down to Rixa. Okay.
He did say after the tournament, so. Yeah, but did
Okay,
did
so-
anyone else have anything they wanted to do before he does that?
I do not.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Okay, so after the tournament, where are you guys gonna be hanging out? Just so I have a reference of mind. Are you guys gonna just be perusing the shops, looking through the windows, like so you'll just be randomly around town? Are you guys gonna be in the tavern, waiting for everybody to finish?
I'm gonna be cruising around town.
Window shopping, yeah.
Window shopping sounds pretty good.
Okay, I'm pretty sure that Adeline would be at the church, so he's gonna be chilling in the church, praying and shit.
I will be in the tavern.
All right.
Being a social butterfly.
Be somewhere around where the shops are.
All right, sounds good. All right, so Jeffrey, you enter the library, and there is a familiar face, Odrix. Oh, Mr.
Hey,
Mage.
Odrix. Hey, how's it going, buddy?
Oh, it's been very well, actually, now that Siege has decided not to take out the library. So happy about that. It really baffles me. The man usually sticks to his word, but this time he let me off easy. Woohoo!
Good. You have any future plans for this place?
Well,
Just gonna keep on going.
I'm planning on trying to hopefully dedicate a few hours in the week to the little kids of the town and try to make them more of a scholarly type instead of just fighters like most of them grow up to be, you know.
So
Siege,
you're
yeah.
trying to educate them.
I do, I really do. I would rather see more scholars than fighters. That way we can increase the library's books collection, and maybe, who knows, one of them will be intrigued enough to go out and learn magics or something like you can do.
Okay. Well, how does this sound? And I hand him 2 platinum.
He's just over here throwing out money. As you give him the 2 platinum, he looks at it and he's like, "Oh, that's more money than I've ever had in my life. Oh,
Well-
how do I ever thank you?"
Oh, just teach those kids. Just teach those kids good.
Now, is there anything I can't spend this on?
As long as it's going to benefit the library, I mean, that's what I'd like you to spend it on, and to improve the growth of the town and the library.
Okay, will do. I've been thinking about trying to purchase more books and stuff, but I definitely don't have that kind of money, but now I should be able to get a nice stock. Ooh, this is so lovely. Go ahead and peruse at your will. I will be in my room if you need me, making plans with this. So, try not to disturb me.
Oh, of course, of course.
And
I'll be there.
he opens up his arms and tries to give you a hug. How do you respond?
I
Do you embrace?
awkwardly accept the hug.
So your warm embrace, and he kind of like snuggles his head into your shoulder, and now you're like he's starting to sniffle a little bit. So he's brought on some tears. So you've definitely touched his heart.
Oh, it's okay, guys. Okay.
Anyway, I'll be in my room. Thank you again. And he
You're
goes
welcome.
in. You can hear the door shut, and then after that, you can hear "Yippee!"
Cool. Then I take my random book off the shelf and the wand, the fake wand, stone wand, and put it in the statues, and the trapdoor opens up.
All right, yep. So you put it in the statues and stuff, and you feel the slight rumble, and there's the trapdoor.
And I think out loud, Rixa, can I come down?
Yes, you may.
And I mage light a hand, or put some flame in a mage hand, and it follows me down the ladder.
Alrighty. So you go down the ladder, and in front of you, you see Rixa with his back turned to you. He's got a candle on his table, and he is scrawling out notes on a piece of parchment. And it looks as if he's been doing that for a couple days based on the smell of the cellar that you were in right now.
Okay. Well, fine, how do you do?
Say that again, and you cut out.
Oh, a fine, how do you do?
Keep the formalities to yourself. What do you require? I am busy.
Well, I have some items you might be interested in, and some information
Items
you're
you
willing to
say.
exchange.
So as you say
Yes.
that, you see his image step up, and as he stands up, you can see an after image of himself still sitting down, scrawling onto the parchment. As he moves away from that body, it solidifies, showing another copy of himself. So now he's standing in front of you, but he's also sitting at the desk, still scrawling the notes that he was currently doing. Show me what you have.
Show me what you
Show me.
Show me what you've got.
Okay. I show him a troll fang and some shadow dust first.
He looks at them. Minor material components for such a strong mage as myself. Pass.
Okay. I show him the big ass mushroom tree ash and the big ass mushroom tree ashes. One from the tree, one from the main mushroom person.
Okay, so you show him those. Ah, myconids. One of my favorite species. They live in the Underdark, if you did not know that, so I'm quite curious how you came by this.
These ones are living above ground. And does the name Innis spark anything in your mind?
Innis Craft, he says with a question mark.
It would seem to be this elderly mage lady. She seemed very powerful.
Is she the one that you saw within the swamp that I sent you to?
Yes, it was. Yes, she was.
That makes sense. How did she procure such a thing?
I'm pretty sure she planted these herself. She grew these people, and somehow the swamp she influenced allowed them to live above ground.
You see him sort of take his hands and sort of like put them together as his palms, and he taps his fingers together, and he... Interesting. She's growing more powerful than I ever thought imaginable. This could be a problem one day. But that is my issue, not yours. As for anything with them, I do not require myconids.
Okay. Could you perhaps bring these back to life?
Unfortunately, I am not of the divine magics, so I do not have any form or will to do such. But maybe in the future, once you grow a little more powerful, I can show you where to find myconids in the natural world.
Okay. I pull out a soul jar. Would this be any of interest to you?
Why do you have the soul of a human?
Well, in the town next to the swamp, he sent us to, there was these three maidens that were these old cronish-looking witches that were pretty much working for Nagex and trying to help her prepare. And they collected I don't know, almost 1,000 souls from the town over the years. And we released most of them, but I just collected a few.
Do you not see the aura of necrotic energy coming from this jar?
Yes, but I'm curious if I could use it in some way, shape, or form.
Maybe.
Or what can they use for?
It would take a great knowledge in necromancy to do anything worthwhile. Otherwise, all you can really do is have it as a nice night light or something to look at. But if the jar is ever broken, the soul is lost and the person dies instantly.
Oh, so we didn't free them. We killed them.
What do you mean you killed them? You
No,
said there
I
were
mean,
about
like,
1,000. Or
yeah, and
were you talking to me as the DM?
yeah.
Or just
Oh
out
no, I was
loud?
talking as in general. Yeah, either one. I thought when I'm talking to Rixa, because I thought when we opened them, we released them because they seemed to float away.
They did, but you didn't see the after effects until you had escaped. So you don't know where the souls floated to, but when you came up, if you remember, Vraz told you that people just started dropping like flies for no real reason as they were attacking the town.
Oh. Okay.
Anyways, the soul is the soul of a humanoid, so if you ever decide to delve into such dark magic, this could be of great use to you in the future. Otherwise, it might be a bargaining chip for another necromancer, or, as I said, a nightlight.
Okay. What can you tell me about this? I pull out the mysterious orb I got off the one of the maidens.
Yeah. You pull out this orb, and it's sort of a blackish. It almost looks as if inside of it there's a little bit like of a smoky look to it, but it's not see-through. So you pull it out, and Rixa looks at it. May I hold it? And he holds out his hand, which is ready to receive the orb if you do so choose.
I kind of want to keep this close.
Well, let me at least touch it.
I need to know you're not going to take this.
Definitely not, but in order to verify its properties, if it is indeed what I think it is.
I hand him the orb.
Alright, so you hand him the orb, and he looks over it. A catalyst. How did you find this?
It seemed to roll towards me once we felled the maidens.
Interesting. It chose you for the next one. Here. And he hands it back to you. As he hands it back to you, you notice that the orb is kind of covered in like a very thin mucus. Not as thick as like snot or something like that from, a normal person, but like a little bit thinner, almost as if this is something that may coat Rixa's skin.
Okay.
That orb is a catalyst for magic. The way it works, I do not know, but maybe you can find a way to unlock its power. I do know, however, that it requires a special attunement to activate it.
What do you mean by attunement?
Well, normally, just the study of an object such as this would be enough for you to understand its properties. But for this one to work, first you must give yourself to it.
Meaning I need to meditate with it or allow it into my mind?
Well, it depends. Most likely, if you were to take your blood and smear it across its surface, it would unlock its potential to you and bind to your soul.
Okay.
But it won't take just a drop. You'll need... And he sort of starts shifting around his room and starts looking through his bookcase. And he pulls out a dagger that has a few jewels on the side of it, and some markings that are, from what you can see, runes of magic. Here, He hands you a dagger for the moment, and this is a ritual dagger used by all sorts of magical types. So, what I would suggest is if you want to unlock the potential of that orb, slice your hand and grab the orb and let it absorb some of your blood. Otherwise, I
the
will.
orb. No, is the orb still covered in all that sticky shit?
At this point, you would have been like sort of like polishing it off to where no, it's not.
Okay. Go on.
All right. So he hands you the dagger. The choice is yours, but before you leave, I will take that dagger back.
Okay. Do I have any of those charges on the? I have one wand of magic detect. I didn't roll for it. That was the last one I had.
No, yeah, you can. You've got all your charges back.
Okay. I use one of the charges on the dagger.
Well, so the way it works is it's pretty much like casting detect magic. So once you cast it for 10 minutes, you can see the auras and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Okay, before I cut my hand open, I'm gonna ask him, what does he know about this? In the mains place, we got a preserved eyeball in a jar or an orb.
So you pull that out, and he sort of chuckles inside of your head. That's funny.
What's so funny
you sort
about
of, well, look at the eye. Notice how it just sits there. Now, you might not be able to see what I can see, but that is the eye of a divine cleric. And I don't know its exact properties, but I would suggest pulling it out when you see an undead and seeing what it does to react to it. Maybe that is where your answer lies.
Okay.
And he chuckles again.
Can you? So I got this scroll from Innes, but I can't seem to read it. She mentioned that it has to be at being complete darkness, and I tried reading at night when there was no lights, no torches, in a closed room, and it wasn't enough. I'm thinking I need to cast like darkness around myself or something to be able to view it, unless you know of another way.
Let me see this scroll.
And I hand him the scroll from Innes.
All right, so he opens it up, and he looks around it, and then he snaps his fingers, and the light on his candle goes out, and then you can hear him muttering something, but it's not actual speech. It's more like gurgling sounds. But these are not sounds coming from inside of your head. You're picking up this noise with your ears. As that happens, you feel a sort of energy in the area, but since you can't see anything, you don't know what it is. But in the middle of this, or where you had last seen Rixa, you now see that piece of parchment, and you can see letters start to glow from it. You were definitely right about casting darkness. Look, and he hands you back the parchment. Which, as you observe, has scrawlings in all the different manner of languages. But the one that picks up to you the most, what languages do you speak?
5 of them.
Well, yeah, let me see.
Common, Draconic, Celestial, Abyssal, and Elvish.
So you see it in Elvish, but it pretty much, it says the blood will bind us. And the elements will help us persevere and grow.
Okay.
Oh, who just left? Where'd Dan go? Oh. Hey Dan, you there?
Yeah.
Okay. It since you haven't said anything in a while, it put you in the AFK channel.
Oh, nice.
Glad to see that works though. Anyway, so yeah, now you have the scroll, and it says The blood will bind us, and the elements will help us grow.
Okay. That's all it says. Okay.
Yeah. So what'll
Oh.
probably happen is, so when you're looking at the parchment, you see, like, think of what a normal piece of paper sort of looks like, except for the top third of it says that, and then the rest of it is all blank.
Okay. One more thing before I cut myself and start smearing blood everywhere. I pull out the maiden ritual scroll, like the pattern I saw, and show it to Rixa.
One moment. He snaps his fingers, and the candle comes back on, and you see this orb of darkness start to condense and then disappear. And then he takes that circle and he looks at it. What is this?
This was a summoning circle that the maidens were trying to use before, and we either interrupted them or they used it already. I'm not sure.
Interesting. One moment. And he walks back towards his table, puts it down, and his other self moves it and starts to scribble onto a new piece of parchment. Give me a couple moments with this, please.
Okay.
Now. And he walks back towards you. That is most intriguing. It does not seem to be a normal magic circle, which means that it is ancient magic. Most likely a ritual which does not itself create magic, but instead awaken it.
Okay. You have any idea how to use this? Or now just to awaken magic? Okay.
Unfortunately, I do not. I do not dwell into the death magic.
Okay. Well, there's nothing else in my bag. Can you show darkness again, and I'll get ready to use that scroll and bind myself to the...
I do not believe that you need darkness to do it.
Okay.
Only to see
Okay.
the message from the scroll.
Okay, well, there goes nothing. So I take the ritual dagger and I slice my hand.
All right.
And I...
So you slice nice and deep, and as you do, you see the crimson blood start to sputter out from your hand.
I first put it onto the corner of the scroll from Innis.
All right. So you put a little bit of blood on the corner of the scroll, which absorbs into the scroll, much as if you had gotten any piece of paper wet with some blood. So now there's a little blood stain on the top left corner of the scroll, but it doesn't seem to do anything to the scroll itself.
Okay. And then I cast a little bit of fire, electricity, and the ice onto the scroll as well. Not enough to like make it unlegible, but just around the edges.
So you do that, and it doesn't seem to do any sort of effect to the scroll, which makes you believe that this is more for the orb.
Okay. So we're checking. Then my hand's still flowing with blood, so I grasp the orb with it.
So you touch your orb, and you see the blood start to sort of run down the sides. And as it gets about to where it looks like it's about to collect at the bottom and make a blood drop, it instead doesn't. What it does is it almost looks as if there was an invisible shield surrounding it, keeping it to where the blood just coats the whole orb. Once the orb is completely coated in your blood, you can see it start to seep inside of the orb itself. And once it does, it emanates a faint red light. And now you hear a voice in your head that's not Rixa's that says, "You are still not worthy."
I use a flame hand with my other hand, and I grab the orb with it.
All right, so you light some fire underneath the orb, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the fire from your hand, you as it touches the orb, it almost does exactly just like the blood did, and it sort of coats the orb very slowly, and then it takes all the remaining fire from your hand and absorbs it. Still not worthy.
I do the same thing with Ray of Frost and Shocking Grasp and Mage
Alright.
Hand.
Cool. All right, so you do that with the remaining spells, and afterwards, it says, "The trial begins." So
Okay.
now at this point, Rixa looks at you and says, "I heard it too. Give me one moment." And he sort of puts out his hand and starts muttering some things. And you notice the hand movements are the exact same that you would use to cast Identify. So he casts the spell, and then after a moment, he sort of perks up. "It would seem that this orb can absorb the elements of the attack sent against you. And once you absorb enough of that attack, it will unlock a new tier of the orb. That must be your first trial."
Okay. I take one of the soul jars and I kind of start trying to push it into the orb.
So you pretty much look like a child as they're making their T-Rex and their long neck sort of fight each other in the air, and they're just clanging for no reason, and Rixa kind of like tilts his head a little bit. "What are you doing?"
Okay, hold on. I put the jar down and I undo the top of it. I put the orb above the jar and let the soul flow into it.
All right, so as the soul starts to float, it hits the orb, but floats right through it, doing the exact same thing as you saw at Ashenport, and just floats away to where you can't see it. So, "I do not
One soul
believe that
jar.
it wants any souls. I think it wants the elements right now."
Okay, double checking. Okay, would you like to look at my spell book?
"Sure." And he holds out his hand and accepts your spell book. And at that point, he goes and puts it down on his table. And his other version pulls out a similar looking book, reads through it a little bit, and then starts scribbling new things down. He also brings back that drawing and hands it to you. "We will study this drawing and try to find out what this is. If we do find something, we would gladly share it with you."
Okay. Is there anything else you could tell me, or is there anything I could learn from you?
"Unfortunately, not right now. You are still
Okay.
a young mage, so once you grow, I can teach you more powerful things."
One more thing. What do you know about in the Dragon Ren Mountains? Is there any legends of a giant dragon that's controlled by an amulet?
No, I do not know of anything. I just know of the legends that the Dragonborn speak of a red dragon. But I have never seen a dragon myself, so they are only myths.
Okay. Well, that's about all I had. Thank you for all your help.
Pleasure's all mine. As he says that, the other version of him slams your book together and passes it back, which he grabs and gives it back to you.
Okay. And I say thank you, and I head upstairs again.
All right. As you do that, you can sort of see as he starts to move back towards his other self that he sits down and they both merge together, and he starts to continue scribbling notes onto the parchment that he was previously using. All right, and then you emerge from the cellar, and Odric still isn't to be seen, so he's probably still hanging out in his room, planning out what to do with that platinum.
Okay.
So
that's all I have.
yeah, okay, cool. All right, Dravorkin.
What's up?
So in this time, have you been how fast have you been drinking?
Surprisingly, Javorkin is just drinking water.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah, he's just drinking water and just like talking to the barkeep and talking to just random people throughout the bar, just a little small talk.
Roll perception check for me. So as you're talking to everybody, you keep on glancing around to see what this carnival has brought in. And by one of the windows, you see a hooded figure, but you don't know. All you know is that it's a woman, and you can sort of see a little hint of red hair from behind the hood.
Ooh. Okay, so of course Javorkin sees this and he immediately gets up and runs outside.
Okay, so you run outside the tavern. And then as you run out there, you see this woman that you had saw through the window walking by.
Oh, is it Alma?
Well, you don't see her face. You just see a figure
Oh, I see
that's
the
walking.
backside of her?
Yeah, you see the backside of her as she walks. You don't see her front.
Okay, I run up to her and I gently tap her on the shoulder and say, "Excuse me, miss."
I am no miss. And she throws off the hood. Dvorkin, you know me better than that. And it is Alma.
All right, I kind of like awkwardly like say, "Hey, do I give you a hug?"
We are not that close of friends. But a handshake will do. And she holds out her hand.
I give her a solid handshake, but not squeezing her hand too tight.
Alright, so you grasp her hand firm, and she looks at you and she says, I appreciate that. Most men give me a limp handshake and try to kiss my fingers, but you see me as an equal, a warrior. Thank you.
Oh, no problem. No problem at all.
Anyway, I'm glad to see that you're back safe. I've been waiting a couple days to see if you guys were here, but I did hear that you guys had taken off pretty quickly after returning from the Elven Island that I grew up on. So, what have you guys been up to?
Oh man, it's been a journey. Been, this one village burned down, and then we got to talk to Siege, and then, we got to go into this tournament.
I did see the tournament. You guys performed fairly well. That monk out there, that little gnome, almost got the best of all of you.
Right? Yeah, that little guy packed some punch.
Or four.
Yeah, so are you here to meet up with us and join us on our journey, or?
Well, actually, I had business with Siege myself, but that is a private matter that I will not speak to you about, unfortunately, not until maybe one day you are ready. And she sort of winks at you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to end up talking to this guy whenever everybody's done hanging out and whatnot. So
Very well.
apparently he wants to talk to us about something.
It might be something with the goblins. I did hear of you guys going and, well, did you guys attack their stronghold with Siege?
We didn't.
That is correct. You did not.
Yeah, no, we didn't.
Interesting. So then what did he tell you about the goblins?
I can't remember.
You pretty much tell her that all you know is the goblins left their fortress, and that's when they did the attack, but at that point you guys were still in Ashenport. Interesting. Huh. Well, doesn't sound like the goblins are up to any good by any means, so we should...
Are they ever?
Yeah, and she sort of leans back, sort of crossing one arm against her chest, and the other arm is on her chin as she starts to think, these guys always caused us issues. Oh, sorry, I'm rambling on. Anyway, what is your next move?
Like I said, we're supposed to go talk to Siege. He wants to have a council with us. So I figured after we talk to him and we figure out what our next move is.
Well, I won't be around here for long, but hopefully I do see you and the rest of your gang before you all leave. And if not, safe travels to you.
Yeah, same to you. I hope you find what you're looking for.
If you ever do need to find me, she looks around and there's a house that, or at the top of the tavern, you can see a potted plant, but it is empty. She says, "Put a flower in that potted plant, and I will see it, and then I will meet you back here at the tavern.
Okay.
That'll be our little secret," and she winks at you again.
All right.
Roll a Constitution check real quick. Your heart starts to beat a little rapidly as you think this is what flirting is, but you don't know. Because Alma is a mysterious woman. After that, she sort of waves and turns around, throws her hood back up, and starts walking. And as you keep looking to sort of follow her with your eyes, she, being a rogue and all, is able to blend in with the crowd and disappear out of plain sight. But now you know how to get a hold of her if you ever want to talk to her while she's still in the fortress area.
Okay.
You also know that she also has an audience with Siege, but you don't really know what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, I'll take myself back to the tavern, waiting for the rest of the team to
Excuse me.
do whatever, and I will have a beer now instead of just water.
All right. So you're having a beer, and then let's see. Jeff is all done with his town stuff. Adeline is praying the shit out of his holy symbol. Dvorkin's done. Anara, are you doing anything? Or you're just looking around?
Yeah, I'm just looking around. Sorry, I'm a little distracted.
No, you're good. Nishan, is there anything that you want to do?
No, not really. I don't think there's nothing for me around here.
All right.
I really don't know this place, to be honest. So,
Yeah, I guess that's true. Let's see, what place?
so I guess Nishan will probably just be walking around, looking at it, just looking around, see what he sees.
Yeah. So the locations that you guys know for sure are inside of the fort is the Ye Old Stick Tavern, Mildred's Trade Post, the Church of Tempest, who is the god of war, and then there's also the library and the old underground lair of the cult.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I can go.
Hey, look,
Go
Martin's
shop.
here.
Nice.
Well, he's at least in the game now.
Yeah. Let's go. Yeah, let me go shop. See if there's anything in the shop I can get.
All right, so you go into the shop, and I guess this is your first time entering Mildred's shop, right?
Yes.
So you enter Mildred's shop, and you hear, "Hello!" And you don't see anybody, but you see a poof of hair behind the counter, but you don't see the body that's attached to it. "Over here!" And she waves her hand, and you can tell this is a very short person.
Hi. Hi. How are you today?
"Let me get my step stool." And she
Yeah,
walks
that'll
over,
work.
grabs her step stool, and emerging from underneath the counter is is an older looking female halfling named Mildred.
Oh, a halfling, you say?
Yes.
Interesting.
Hello, Ferdraig. Ferdraig and dogs.
Damn it.
Anyway, so
Hi. I'm just looking to browse your goods. Do you have anything that might interest me?
what exactly are you looking for?
Anything that deals with components that I might use for my
Oh my
magical.
god.
What kind of components, dear? No, that's my old maiden voice. I'm sorry.
You wouldn't have having a piece of glass around by any chance, would you?
Any particular piece, or just a regular piece of glass?
Just a piece of glass.
Certainly. In all honesty, I accidentally dropped a vial and it broke, so here you go. And she rummages through her trash can and picks out a decently sized piece of glass and hands it to you. That will be free of charge. Thank you for taking out my trash.
You're most welcome. I do what I can. Let me see. Interesting. Well, I really don't have. I'm probably just gonna browse around. Anything else? Just I'll let you know if I see anything that strikes my eye.
Okay, sounds good. All right, so Martin, to catch you up on things, we started out with Jeff went and he gave 2 platinum to the scroll dude that's like, hey man, how you doing? You know, that guy.
Yes.
He also went to the library and gave 2 platinum to Odrix because Odrix wants to educate young children with the library as opposed to just sitting there and gaining dust. So he gave him 2 platinum to sort of start doing that. And then Jeff also talked to Rixa and they found out kind of what his orb does. He is bound to it now because he did a ritual where he sliced open his hand and the orb absorbed some of his blood. And then he cast a couple different spells and the orb absorbed all the magic from those spells and then told him the trial had begun. You don't know exactly what the trial is yet. Rixa sort of told Jeff that he can absorb elements with the orb. And that's pretty much all he knows as of right now. But he'll find out more after a long rest with the orb.
So presumably Frederick has just been standing outside, walking around in circles.
Yes.
All right.
With
Perfect.
the boar.
That's what I would have planned to do.
Adeline left his boar outside because it stinks and mounts are not allowed inside. So.
Fair.
But anyway, then Dravorkin was chilling in the tavern drinking water and just socializing with people. And he was specifically drinking water. As he looked outside of the window, he saw a hooded figure with red hair. And he went to go talk to this hooded figure, and it ended up being Alma. Alma let you guys know that she also had to talk with Siege about something. She told you that the goblins have always been causing her group problems, and that if you guys ever needed her, she told Dravorkin that the flower pot on top of the tavern, which was empty, if you put a flower in it, then she will find you guys. And then other than that, Nishan just went to Mildred's shop and started talking to her and is now just perusing her wares.
Okay. Let's see, I have money.
You do.
Let's see.
Nishan, go ahead, and is there any, are there any other items that you're looking for, or you're just looking around?
I'm just looking around.
Okay. Because, yeah, if you go into, let's see, the player's handbook on the equipment page, pretty much almost anything that you find on page 149 and beyond in that section, you'll find. Including all the little tools it's on page 154. There's little tools and stuff. Beyond that, you might not find everything, but yeah. So if there's anything in that you want to purchase, just let me know, and then we can do the whole purchasing of it. Anyway. As you're perusing the shop, Nishan, Mildred sort of walks over to you and sort of tugs on your rope a little bit. Excuse me, sir. You look to be of the magic type, am I right?
You are correct.
Interesting. Well, I have a new segment of my shop that we're still in the test phases. I haven't quite figured out how to do it myself, but my cousin is coming into town next week. And once he gets here, we'll be fully open, but any magic items you find, we can take that enchantment from the item and shift it to a new item that you would like. So, for instance, if you find something that you would like, but it doesn't really suit your fashion needs, you can bring it to us, and we will be able to transfer that enchantment to another piece that suits your taste.
Okay.
All for a decent price, of course.
Of course.
And you see a large grin go over her face.
Might I ask how much we're talking about?
It all depends on the enchantment. The more powerful, the more expensive, unfortunately, because it will also take more time.
Okay.
But you can guarantee that each enchantment will cost at least 150 gold. And will rise from that price depending on how powerful the enchantment is. But it is all fair, because you will not find that anywhere else.
Okay.
Not yet, anyway. As long as they don't steal our idea. She sort of looks around as if she's looking for somebody that's like trying to like she's just being very shady. Like she's trying to keep it on the hush hush, but she also wants to spread the word. Anyway, do tell your friends, and then she sort of leaves you to your perusing. So, yeah, you can continue looking around and then let me know if there's anything that catches your eye. Other than that, she doesn't have, from what you can tell, she doesn't have any magical items in stock right now. They have either been bought or stolen. All right, Martin. Everybody else has pretty much done what they want to do for the town. Is there anything that you can think of that you would like to do?
Doing for the town?
Doing in the town, I guess I should say.
Okay. It's like we're doing charity work now?
Well, Jeff kind of is, but he's giving platinum out to everybody.
Isn't it something more Adlin's?
Well, probably,
I'm-
but Adeline's at the church praying.
Yeah.
No. Don't have anything in particular I want to do.
Okay. So, nothing else really catches y'all's eye except for, the carnival's in full swing. The tournament grounds have sort of like a bunch of different shows going on. So like a bunch of different dancers, some dude that eats a sword and then pulls it out without a scratch on him. There's a snake charmer guy, some random like carnival kind of things. There's food all around and stuff like that. But if there's nothing else you would like to do, then you guys can go ahead and, if you're preparing to leave, let me know.
I'm ready to leave whenever you guys are.
Yeah, me as well.
Yep.
Adeline comes from his day of praying and says, "Me too."
Just like that.
Me too. I'm Adeline.
Let's do it.
Okay, so you guys all start to gather in the courtyard. And as you're gathering, from outside of the gate, you see Sisage walking up towards you. Adventurers! Are you about to head out on your journey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, take this, and he holds out a golden whistle. This
Takes the
right
whistle.
here, when you blow on it, will summon a flying creature. It depends on the time of day, from what he says. And you'll be able to send a direct message to me, and only me. And what I would like for you to do If you see any trace of the goblin scum, please let me know of their whereabouts. That way I can deal with them as need be.
Sounds good.
And other than that, as a token of my gratitude, he claps his hands, and you can see guards bringing, let's see, a carriage that's being held or being pulled by 2 horses, as well as an additional horse. I give you this gift of a carriage and 3 horses for your travels.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
The carriage should hold about 4 of you, maybe 5 if you squeeze in nice and tight, with another horse for the other person that doesn't want to squeeze in like that. And I noticed your paladin has a boar that he can ride, which is pretty neat, but gotta say it's kind of weird too. Anyway, the carriage should be able to hold a lot of different items and gear for you. And I've already sort of set it up with enough food for the horses for about a week. But make sure that you feed them on the regular, otherwise they will starve, and you will find out you go a lot slower and a lot less far when they're tired and hungry. Normally they eat hay, but if you give them the occasional carrot, they would definitely enjoy that as a treat. Not you, Splinter. Splinter thought I meant for him to have a treat. Anyway, so yeah, so that Jeff, I guess since you have the whistle on you, just put Siege Messenger Whistle.
Okay. Is our friend No Fingers still here?
You haven't noticed anything about No Fingers. Once you guys entered the tournament, he didn't watch the tournament. He wasn't interested, and you do know that he was trying to get in and out of the fortress as quick as possible.
Yeah, he was not about that meeting with Sai's life.
Okay. Well, I want to run off, but I mean, if he runs off, he runs off.
Also, one other thing. The goblins, I know you'll probably run into some out there just because they do scatter quite a bit, but if you bring me, for every 5 goblin ears that you bring me, I will give you 5 gold.
Alright.
So what does a old Goblin King head do? And I pull out my head out of the bag again.
He sort of covers his mouth and he's like, why do you still have that?
Proof that we killed the old Goblin King.
That's fine, but that's the old king. Obviously, he was weak. You need to kill the new king and ensure that no new king takes over.
Okay.
Kind of like Raw.
I put the head back in the bag.
Why?
You never know when you're gonna need a rotting head.
You should really figure out how to preserve that head.
Yeah.
Stick it with the eyeball.
I freeze it and put it in the bag.
Oh, God.
Interesting. I can. All right. So you use Ray of Frost on it, and now it's sort of like a. It looks like a very brittle goblin head, but it's preserved. So, luckily, inside of the bag of holding, there's no real temperature, so it will remain frozen until you pull it out.
Bullshit. Damn it! Now we have to just deal with it.
Yeah. Well, you don't have to deal with
My
it.
bad.
Jeff has it.
It's there. Okay.
Anyway, so he says, good luck on your travels, and definitely take care of these horses. They're not my most prized horses, but they're definitely second best. Except for that one. That one's third best. And he points to the one on the right-hand side of the carriage.
That one specifically.
What's wrong with that one?
Oh, nothing. He's just, a little on the hefty side. And you look at the horse, and it's a little fatter.
Oh, we'll just work those pounds right off. It all will tweeze. Oh. Might give it a good tap in the back.
He sort of winks at you. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's no furries in this game. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, only scalies, I guess.
Yes. All right. So anyway, he says that he'll always, or he doesn't plan on sending his army anywhere. He wants to let them recoup after their siege of the Goblin Fortress. Even though it was easy, it's still hard to, take all the war gear out there, do a little battle, and then bring it all back. So he also tells you that he has scouts out there that are wearing his colors. So if you ever see any of them, feel free to talk to them without having to worry about anything. But they're looking for the goblins, and they'll also take the goblin ears that you guys find.
Oh, do we still have anything that will tell them that we're working for Siege? Like,
Oh, you
yeah,
want
that note
like a proof of employment or something?
yes.
All right, so you ask him that, and he looks around. He's like, I mean, I guess I can give you a letter with my seal on it.
Okay.
And he says, give me 5 minutes and I'll be right back. And he goes up to one of his guards and he sort of explains what he needs done. The guard goes into one of the little side towers and he brings out an ink quill and a piece of parchment, which you see Siege scribbles some stuff on it. And then he rolls it up and the guard has a stamp ready and they stamp it and they hand it to you. Here, this note has my official seal on it, and it should be fine. Its exact dimensions are 8 by 5 by 11, or 8.5 by 11. Piece of parchment. Also kidding. I just wanted to say that because you had typed that out. But
Yeah.
anyway, if anyone needs proof that you are with me, that should be proof enough. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could have one of my banners attached to the wagon. But if that is what you want, then on your way out, you can take one of those flags. Otherwise, it does not matter. Anyway.
We could take one of the flags and keep it in our bags.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point he says, anyway, he smacks his hands together as if like a half-assed clap. I must be off. I have other matters to attend to, and hopefully safe travels to you and your compatriots. And he starts to walk away.
Cool.
Right back. Yes.
All right. So at this point, it is time to go to
Cross the streams. Come on.
a new song.
Making mine for a minute, so it's not breaking. Choose your word.
And we're going to go to the left side of the map, of the world map anyway. Alright, so, for Drake had specifically asked that you guys head southwest from your current location to his hometown.
Alright, I'm back.
Cool. Alright,
Cool.
so...
Damn it. Cool. Fucking.
Now, is your town, is it pronounced Iresk?
Iresk.
Iresk. Alright, so that is, at least to my knowledge, it's southwest of you guys, heading this way.
Southwest? West southwest? Oh, never mind. I was looking at ruins of Mallee Tower. Yeah, more like
So are we gonna
southwest.
We're
going to take the
cut
carriage
down time, or are we just taking
through-
carriage all the way?
through the water, obviously.
Well, yeah, you don't have a boat or anything to go through here, so you have to go this way, and then go down, and then to the left.
Well, it looks like there's trees directly to the,
Yeah, this
We
would be
gotta
a
go through the
forest.
so we're gonna have to go... God.
Well, you don't
Have to
have...
go
Alright, so
there.
just because there's tree symbols
be a
doesn't mean
path
there's
in
no
the
path,
forest.
yeah.
Obvious. Okay.
Because, yeah,
It doesn't actually matter that much.
Yeah. So most of this area over here has been has like villages and stuff like that around it. They're not important enough right now to put on the map or anything, but they do exist. So let's see. The real question is, let's see, this would be, so that line I just drew, y'all can see that, right?
Yep.
All right, so that line would be the road that you'll end up taking.
There's a road.
Yeah, I mean
One long road. Nice.
it does fork and stuff around certain parts, heading in different directions. You don't have this on a map, obviously, but you would know after going this. This would be the route that you guys would have to take. It's like an S.
All right.
It would take.
What are the odds of not running into bandits?
0.
Yeah,
All right.
Right.
zero odds.
Let them come.
No. Anyway, so on this road, it'll be pretty steady. You can get there at a steady pace in 2 days
Oh, okay.
worth of travel time,
That's not bad.
and that's with the occasional, or well, that's with two times that you stop to camp out for the night, and any like breaks that you have to do to feed the horses or anything like that. So, but on your journey, who is going to be inside of the carriage? And who is going to be riding the other horse by itself? Adeline will be riding his boar during this travel.
Can I just ride on top of the carriage? That'd be funny.
I mean, I guess, but
I'm
if you
riding
hit-
inside of the carriage.
if you hit the wrong bump, you'll like sort of bounce up like on a trampoline, but instead of bouncing back, you'll fall through the cloth, and
yeah,
that
that's
could
tough.
be bad. Especially if it started raining, all of your equipment would get ruined. But
Yeah,
if you
I'll ride
wanna
the
if you wanna ride on the top, that'll be fine.
I didn't.
And then I guess I should specify whoever is inside the carriage, you'll be able to see if there's anything following you, but you won't be able to see on the sides. Pretty much Adeline and whoever rides the other horse will be looking around to make sure you guys don't get ambushed or anything like that from the sides.
Do these 3 people include the person who's driving the carriage, or is there still one person driving?
Yeah, the 4 people includes the person driving. And then, so think of like the old Western carriage, how the front has like it's almost like a 2-seater. And then
Yeah.
inside of the carriage, there's spot or room for 2 more people.
I'll ride
Got
the
you.
horse.
All right.
Rock and roll.
I'll ride up front. I don't want to drive, but I'll ride up front.
All right. Who's going to drive this bad boy?
Not it.
Oh,
I guess I'll
for
take.
Drake to play music along the way.
That's
Yeah.
what I was going to do.
I guess I'll drive.
All right. So
Sweet.
you got Nishan driving, Anara
DJ.
riding shotgun. For Drake sort of kicked back in the back playing his lute, signed by
Yes,
Jimi
the lute.
Hendrickson. Yeah.
That's actually a good idea for me to be up there anyway, because then I can, if we get ambushed, I can shoot from there.
And I'll assume
Oh,
that
that's
Jeff
pretty
is going to be like looking at his orb and studying it and stuff like that.
yeah.
All right. So what I need is a let's see.
D20.
Well, hold on. So
I actually thought he was going to say that too.
I need Adeline and Dravorkin to roll a perception check.
Ooh.
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 Adeline is professional perception.
Yeah. So your first day's journey, you start at Fortress of Siege the Crimson, and you make it all the way to around a little bit before Aran March, right here. So about halfway on your journey. You make it right there, and all you really notice is that when you're walking through the forest, there's a lot of flowers, and the trees are really cute looking, and there's birds tweeting. Yeah.
Did you say cute?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
Easter,
you did.
dude. Everything's cute. I'm also kidding. No. Anyway, the trees are healthy. Blah blah blah. So these lines right here that you see on the map, that's technically desert. So think of it as wasteland. So you ride on the side of the wasteland, and you can just see, like shrubbery that doesn't look very fun, aka sagebrush, in a way. Very fun stuff if you live in Idaho. You continue on and you reach this little lake.
Okay.
You can see like a small little cottage on the side of it, and you see a dude out on a rowboat that's fishing. He doesn't want anything to do with you guys though, so you don't approach him. And then you camp out right here for the night. So everything will be for sure full health, recharged, spell slots. Jeff, you'll have your charge and your wand again.
Let's see.
Now, there's going to be, I need 3 people to keep watch. So you'll do 3 different shifts throughout the night of doing watch. So I just need you guys before you go to sleep. Who's going to be doing that?
I'll do first watch.
I'll take second.
I'll do third.
All right. So Inara, I need a perception check.
Drake gets a nice full night of sleep.
So Nara, you sort of kick back with the fire still sort of lit, but mostly embers at this point. You're just looking around and you're listening for anything that sounds weird. You hear owls, you can hear little rodents running around and stuff, but nothing really piques your interest. And so far you were safe. You're good to go. So the end of your shift comes up and you go over to Nishan's tent and sort of shake it. Nishan groans and gets up to take his shift as you go into your tent and sleep. Nishan, I need a perception check. With your elven eyes, you see the same shit. So yeah, same old sounds. The wind has started to pick up just a little bit. And it's rustling the leaves, but nothing seems to be stalking you guys throughout the night. Jeff, as you rise and take your seat. So the fire at this point, since it's becoming, since the sun is starting to come up, the fire has gone completely out. So you have to sort of squint in order to see things, since there's really no light and you are just a human. But the owls have gone to sleep at this point. The rodents are no longer scurrying about. You're starting to hear the early morning chirps of birds. But other than that, nothing pops out at you.
Okay.
And you guys all arise in the morning, stretch. Good morning, everybody. Says Adeline. Well, you guys eat, you feed the horses, and you get all set up to go on your march. Are you guys still going to do the same order of things? Jeff and Nishan for Drake and who else? Anara are in the carriage, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
I was up front.
Yeah, okay, cool. So as you guys are traveling for the final day of your travel, I need another perception check from Dravorkin and Adeline. Okay, so you guys are about right here. Or no, you're just past Aaron March at the edge of the forest, and as you guys are moving, you can hear the sounds of a galloping horse from up ahead.
Oh no.
As the horse comes into view, you can see him about half a mile away, and he is going full speed, and it's carrying a humanoid person on it. Once it gets a little bit closer, you can hear, "Help! Help! Please! Help!" And then it finally comes to the side of your carriage and stops on the side of the road. Please, will you help me, please? And it is a human gentleman, a male, looks about to be in his 30s, and he has black hair.
Kinky.
I keep a hand on one of my daggers just in case.
Do we stop? Or are we
Yeah.
like, okay.
Sure. I mean,
All right, so you halt the carriage, and he says, "Thank you," and he he rides his horse up to the side of Dravork, and he's like, "You look like strong fellows. Have you ever fought an ogre before?"
We fought a troll once.
Yeah.
That will do just fine. Up ahead, my family was ambushed. I'm the only one that made it out. I was going to seek help before they do anything, but I fear I may be too late. But hopefully my wife is still okay, and so is my child. But we will see, I guess. But You're fighters, right?
Casual.
Wait, you
Wait,
left
hold
your
on.
family
So,
alone?
Sure.
left your family?
Yeah.
Why'd you leave your family?
I have no choice. The ogres, they got us. They came out of nowhere and they toppled over our caravan. Anyway, will you help me fight them?
You're selfish, dude.
Sure, why not?
I think I kind of want to grab him and restrain him. I don't really trust him.
I don't trust them either.
I want to
like
fight this
him.
ogre.
So should we?
Let's
We
get
can
him.
just keep someone on him. Just keep
Somebody-
someone near him.
Somebody
Well,
do
let's
like an
tie him up.
insight roll or something.
Yeah, you can. You
Okay.
can. If you don't trust them, you can do an insight roll.
I'll
But-
do an insight roll. I've been listening to this,
Yeah, let's
not
do it.
giving my
Well.
input.
Well, everybody roll it, and then this will be a group roll. So as long as more than half of you roll what you need, then
Wow.
you're good.
I'm garbage.
Okay, we're good.
All right. So as he tells you this, you can see the fear in his eye. You see the beads of sweat dripping down his face, and he is breathing heavily. So you trust him. You know that he means well by his family. He wanted to go and find people because obviously he's not strong enough to take on ogres by himself.
ogre.
Okay. I guess.
All right, let's
Please, let's go. It's just up ahead. And he starts to ride off as fast as he can.
Alright.
So, and
We
then,
follow him.
all right. So you guys, yeah, and then the horses start going. You get a couple hundred yards out, and the man has stopped, and he's gotten off his horse. He's like, shh,
Okay.
we should probably be quiet at this point.
Okay.
So he hops off, and you see also that this man is unarmed, so he starts walking down the road a little bit. And he sort of ducks down behind a bush, and he gestures for you guys to come over and join him.
Man, I feel like we're gonna get ambushed or something.
I'm gonna stay inside the carriage.
But I mean, our
So
insight
paint
tells
the
us
scene.
that
Once
Yeah.
I see the map, I'm gonna hide.
Your
Paint
insight
the
tells
scene
us.
again.
I
Huh?
can't see the map yet.
Yeah, the map
What
should be
the
loading here in a
shit
second.
Is that? Is it hot?
It's all white.
Oh, okay, that's what that is.
If
the
you,
top
so
left.
you'll,
There you
top
go.
left.
It's top left. Okay.
It might be bigger than it needs to be. Hold on, I can change that. Oh yeah, it's way bigger than it needs to be.
There you go. That explains a lot. Okay.
All right, cool. So he hides behind a bush and he sort of points. He's like, "They're up there, but I'm just a farmhand. I can't fight.
Okay.
Please
Well.
save my family." And at that point, you guys sort of walk up a little closer. And at this point, you get to this side of the road where you can see, let's see, about 80 feet in front of you, you see an ogre. And they're all kind of standing there. Look at this one! Look at that as it squirms. Look at him. And you see one of the ogres sitting there and poking the dead body of another male. He's like, "Oh, I think it's dead." "Oh, how do you know it's dead?" "Well, he's not moving." "Why isn't he moving?" "Well, I thought it'd be cool to see if he was strong." "What do you mean you thought he'd be strong?" "Well, instead of using my club, I used him, and I hit that tree over there, but the tree's still standing, and he's not moving anymore." "So, you didn't use your club?" "No, but this human right here," and he starts poking the human again, "he's not that strong. He ended up dying on impact, I guess, but my club could have done better."
That's
Huh.
fair, I guess.
"What do we do about this one over here?" And they start pointing at this female who, let's see. You guys can sort of see that she looks to be alive, but she's definitely unconscious at this point. "Oh, I know what we could do. Put her in that cage over there, and we'll take her home. She'll make a fine stew." And one of them claps his hands. "Oh, I love your stew. Ooh, I want a snack. Let me get that one's fingers."
Alright, so do we move, y'all?
So I want to
said
dash and
we-
hide before
I said we
before
let them
anyone
go and we
decides
follow them
to.
back to where they're going.
Really?
Yeah. Because there might, I don't know, they might have stuff in their cave, and also
I have
might
more
be more of
people.
them. Yeah, back in their cave as well.
Well, if there's too many at their cave, then shouldn't we just keep one alive or something?
Yeah, do you think we could take on their entire cave?
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll be fine.
they're kind of big.
We can bottleneck them.
Alright.
Okay, so if you guys are just gonna sort of stand there, you guys can move around if you would like,
So,
or you can just stand in the middle of the road, your choice.
I'm gonna go hide.
Go ahead and
Over
make
here.
a perception check.
Oh, perception. Please be good. Nope.
Wait, hold on, Nara. Wait, hold on. Do you have
Well, she's
darkness?
already done that.
Oh, yeah.
Do I have what?
You
Yeah,
can cast darkness,
once
right?
per day. So you get to
Yeah.
about right here, Anara, and as you're walking on the side of this tree, you sort of trip and then you hit something that feels like a large wall. What you end up finding out is that you didn't hit a wall. Huh? What's
Oh
that?
god.
Uh-oh.
Oh god. Oh god.
And one of the ogres
Whoa.
One of the ogres pops
Oh
up
my
and he
God.
stretches it like, who disturbed my nap? And
Bad choice.
he sort of bends over and looks at you. Oh, a little devil girl. And he sort of flicks your head. Do a dexterity saving throw for me real quick.
Alright, and also I might have to see if my thing works here. Where's my dexterity? What's my reaction thing? Wow,
So-
great. I was
So
gonna try
he
my
goes
reaction
to
thing.
flick you in the forehead and it hits you.
Does
So
that
you'll...
work, Brady?
Huh?
Does that work?
No.
Okay.
So go ahead and take that off your spells, or one of
Yeah,
your spell
I do.
slots
Rest in
then. Yeah.
peace.
So he
So while all this
flicks,
happens-
he flicks your forehead, and
Uncanny
you
dodge?
take,
Uncanny dodge?
that halves the damage, right?
Yeah.
So you'll just take 1 damage then.
Okay, good.
So he flicks you in
Oh,
the
I
forehead,
honestly
and you
thought it
sort
was gonna be
of,
more.
he's like, haha, puny. Hey, guys! And they all sort of look back, what is it? And they start to walk over a little bit. Oi, hold on a second. And they start pointing at the rest of you over here in the area. They was trying to steal my recipe. Is that true? Y'all were trying to take his recipe? Is that why you're hiding in the bushes?
No, we just walked over here and
I was just curious. I just want to see what was happening.
Hey, didn't your recipe win last time's annual recipe competition? And he points it. Yeah, it did. And they were trying to steal it.
wait,
I don't like
actually,
that.
actually,
And they all sort
we're
of...
food
Hold
critics.
on. Did we even look hungry to you guys?
We are actually world-renowned food critics, and we come to taste your recipe.
Huh. You're not gonna fool me. Go ahead and roll a deception check.
Okay. Shit.
So while he's trying to deceive them with that, I'm gonna try to make a little chef hat. Yeah.
Can I
If you-
slowly
Improvise
back away?
You can try. No, you have to stand right there, Nara. So, Jeff, as you approach them and you say that, oh, a food critic, huh? Where do you come from?
What's Siege's personal? Siege's
What do you
personal.
want me to roll
secret?
for the?
Siege? Did you just say Siege? And they all sort of stand up and they grab their clubs. We hate Siege!
Oh god.
No, did
Well-
she say Siege? She meant Ashenport.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll initiatives.
Ah.
Well,
I fucked it up
I'm gonna
both times.
continue making my
Oh
chef
my
hat.
god.
As for Adeline, Tony, I'm about to give you control over Adeline,
Okay.
and I will have you do Adeline things. Since he's mostly a melee, he doesn't really use his spells often, from what I've noticed, but that might change for this round. Well, no, who knows? So yeah, you should be able to open up his character sheet and do all that.
dexterity. Do you want me to roll anything for making this chef hat?
No. Actually, yeah, roll me a dexterity check. Let's see. No, a sleight of hand check. Let's see how good your hands were and the quickness you tried to make this hat. All right, so you have this loppy looking hat. It's kind of I don't know, it's pretty neat looking to an ogre, so you put it on. You might be a chef, but you're not gonna steal my recipe.
But I'm inside of the carriage.
You guys left the carriage at the back.
When did we leave the carriage?
When the dude jumped off his horse.
We were walking
walking
toward
out.
Okay.
I need
I thought we were in the carriage. Never mind.
I need Adeline and Dravorkin's initiatives.
That was Adeline.
All right.
And this is Dravorkin.
Dope. All right.
Jeez.
So, Adeline is first.
Alright, let's see. You guys glaive, alright.
It's pretty far.
If you want, Tony, I'll give you a second to sort of look over his character sheet and stuff while I use the bathroom.
Okay.
And if anyone else needs to use the bathroom, now would be a good time to do it. So I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna just. Fuck that shit. Not it.
Oh.
So what I was going to do before I found out that we weren't actually in the carriage anymore, is I was gonna step out with like this chef hat on and roll this shit out of my deception check to convince them that I was a chef. And I was very, very angry with how they've been treating my entourage.
You're a world-renowned
And
chef
I would also
who deserves respect.
I would also go ahead and try to convince them that I was the judge for the next Iresk food tasting championship or whatever.
And they should be bribing you.
Yes. But we're not inside the carriage, so I can't really. That's
Do
unrealistic.
that.
Go to the bathroom, dog. Go on now. They're not gonna steal my recipe. What are you doing? I'm just joking. What are you? What is Adeline doing? I've been working on this voice for a while, dude. My the lady has not really
I
enjoyed
appreciate
it because I'll be sitting there, I'll be like, what are you doing? She's like, why do you talk to me like that? I was like, I'm an ogre.
Alright, so he's gonna sprint, I guess, or
Do the dash action.
Dash.
and,
Then he can't hit.
well, I can't hit anyways, so
Yeah, he does. He does have spells though that have range on them, I think.
does he?
I'll sort of help you play him a little bit just because he is different. So what you can do is he's got the. Let's see. He can use Bane, and that is up to 30 feet. That pretty much what that'll do is whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack roll or saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract that number. So you can use Bane. You could pretty much use Bane.
Alright, well, I'm still out of range for that, so I'm gonna just sprint.
All right.
Yeah, we'll go here.
Okay.
Which one was the one that was like, what's the one that they said was the cook?
I'll mark him with a blue dot.
Okay.
That's the one with the recipe. Okay, so that's Adeline. Next is Jiff.
Ooh.
Let's see. How do I cast higher than level?
Let's see. Like, which spell?
Magic
That
missile.
should come up.
So with Magic Missile, don't worry about that because all the higher level cast does is give you an additional dart. So all I need you to do for Magic Missile from here on and into the future is whatever slot you're using, just deduct the slot and then tell me I'm casting it at 4th level because it's a 2nd level spell. So at 4th level, it'll do 5 darts instead of just the 3. Third level spell, so this will be 4 darts. Yeah. Where are they going?
To the closest ogre.
Is he a troll?
This guy?
This guy?
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
All right. So 4 of them,
What
it's
is
24. I mean, he looks to be very similar to the other ogres. He's just got greener skin.
Okay.
Not in my swamp! Also kidding. He doesn't say that.
And then I move back some feet.
Okay. Alright, next will be Dravorkin.
Alright. Dravorkin.
Roar.
Ah, yeah. 30 feet, baby. Let's go. Alright, he's gonna attack this guy
Alright.
with the silver great axe.
That misses.
Okay.
You gonna do your second attack too?
Yeah.
Wait, that missed?
It did miss.
With an 18?
That also misses. Puny!
What?
So as you come down with your silvered great axe, it hits the plate mail that he's wearing and bounces off. And then you go in for a second strike and it bounces off the plate mail again.
God.
Puny! For Drake.
I'm gonna light my bullseye lantern.
Okay.
Does that take an
Is it
action?
dark?
I mean, no.
Isn't it light outside?
It is light outside. That's
What's
why
your
I'm
point?
confused too.
No.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna cast heat metal on his plate mail
Alright.
at 3rd level. Oh god, that's not what I wanted to happen. Let's see. What happens at 3rd level?
He's got a...
Whatever.
Yeah, but he's got to make his Constitution save. And it is a 16.
Increases
So
by 1d8, so I have to put in another 1d8.
he did fail his save.
Well, that was worthless.
What?
Alright,
7
so...
damage.
7 damage. Oh, it's a little hot in here.
Not hot enough for him to take off his mail.
Well, no, I think the way heat metal works is he can take it off if he wants to. It would take an action, but he would have to... Yeah, let's read it real quick. Da-da-da, you caught any... You cast spell, Alright, so... Yeah, so for up to 1 minute while you're concentrating, because it is a concentration, you can use a bonus action to cause the damage again. So...
Can I do that now?
Drop that. No. So it's after you cast the spell. So you cast the spell, so that's your turn. You don't get the bonus action yet, but it did deal 7 damage.
Awesome.
And next is gonna be Anara.
Alright, I'm gonna use my bonus action to disengage, and my regular action to hide over here.
Make a stealth check.
Yeah. Oop. Gotta...
Reasonable.
Alright, so yeah, you're able to hide in the bush. None of the ogres, they sort of see you as you run, and then they keep looking behind the tree. Where'd she go?
Is she Looney Tunesing him?
Oh well, who cares? Smash time! So let's see, these guys can move. Alright, so this gentleman, these two gentlemen are going to take the dash action. Hello!
Uh-oh.
And then this
Oh,
one's
God.
also going to take the dash action. Right there.
Oh
Oh,
God. Oh God. I'm so
All
glad I
right. And all those ogres sort of kind of look at you guys and they're like, they might make good additions to my stew. I could make a new recipe. I think I like the idea of that. I like it too. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna kill him then, huh? So the only one that's going to attack is the one that you guys have been attacking so far. And he is going to take out his Morning Star. And he's going to be bashing Dravorkin over with it. 25 and a 21. Those both hit you. So you take 20 damage.
Holy shit.
It's
Who took
bludgeoning
20 damage?
Dravorkin. So he comes down with his Morning Star and smacks you once across the face and then smacks you again. He's like, that's how you do it. You're not wearing armor, dummy.
So, I have a question real quick.
Yeah.
Which one did that?
What causes to break in concentration?
If you take damage, you have to make a Constitution saving throw. And the DC is going to be 10 or half of the damage that you took, whichever one's higher. So if you were to take 14 damage, you would have to roll a 10 or higher, and you keep the concentration. If you didn't roll the 10, then the spell breaks.
So what can I do that does not break concentration?
As long as you don't use another concentration spell, then you're
Okay.
good. Yeah. So you can do any action as long as it's not another concentration spell. So the way it works is you're still able to cast like your cantrips and your other level spells unless they have concentration. You can only have one concentration spell up at a time. With that, it is Nishan's turn.
I'm going to cast Tidal Wave, and I want to make it to where it's, yeah, what is it, 10 by 30, right?
Think so.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have it, yeah, right there, and go up. So I want it to come like straight across and not hit Jeff or for Drake.
Okay. Yeah, you'll be able. So you start because you can pinpoint where it starts, right?
Right. Yeah. About 120 feet.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
you start it right
Some
here,
range.
and then you make it go this way.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, that'll. So go ahead and roll it. And it's a DC of 15 for dexterity. Otherwise, they take... Actually, why does it roll... Let me read it real quick. I just want to make sure we're doing it right. Tidal Wave.
They take half the damages and they're not knocked prone.
Okay, I'm just wondering why it made an attack roll.
No.
Because that's the only thing that threw me off. Okay, cool. On a failed save, they take that. On a success, they take half as much damage, no prone. Okay, cool. So it's a dexterity save. Let me roll that for everybody. This one right here will fall. So he stumbles over the water. And takes 16 damage. This one also fails his save and takes 16 damage. And then, yeah, so both of these guys that are near you have fallen prone.
Boom.
Dope.
Crash.
And then
Oh, hold on. So, just so you're aware, let's see. 10 feet wide. It says that the water then spreads out across the ground in all directions from where it goes. So if you conjure it here, it will hit y'all. Which means I need you guys to make dexterity saving throws.
Extinguishing unprotected.
The
Yes.
water then spreads out across the ground in all directions.
Extinguishing unprotected flames in the area. Okay.
Yeah, so you pretty much conjure it up and then it blasts out for 30 feet. Which actually hits... Could you start it... Where'd you start it at?
I'm gonna start it over here, and then go that way with it.
Okay. So you start it... Which one of these blocks, though? Because that's where it'll start, and then it'll go that way 30 feet. But it also goes these ways in 30 feet. So think of it as the...
Oh, I was thinking of it more of like a rectangle type thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking here.
No, so though, yeah, you conjure up a wave of water that crashes down. So think of it as, like, think of a lightning bolt as it hits a certain area, and then it would spread out from that area. That's what the tidal wave is doing. So you're making, instead of a lightning bolt, it's a cone of water that splashes down and emanates from 30 feet. So you would have to conjure it up out here to make sure it doesn't hit them.
Okay, I got you.
Okay, so right here. Yeah, alright, so yeah, we'll just say that you conjured it up right here instead. And it will hit both of these ogres and no one else, because you guys are all far enough away. But in the future, yeah, it starts at this spot and goes 30 feet out all directions.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking, like, whenever I read the 10 feet by 30, I was like, okay, it's going to
Yeah,
be like a
yeah.
rectangle type thing.
Yeah, that's all. It's all good. So it works as you intended it to. So we're all good there. All right, everyone, roll initiative.
Oh, we're not doing the thing where we
No,
take
I
turns?
didn't. I actually
you
did
did
not
last
like that last time.
Okay.
It made it to where combat flowed a little bit faster, but it didn't feel. It didn't feel right.
I didn't feel as natural. Because some people, like, are a little faster than others.
Yeah, exactly. Because, well, yeah.
I can use lucky for initiative, yeah?
I believe you can, but let me read it. Whenever you make an attack roll, an ability check, or... Yeah, I would say it's an ability check initiative, so... If you want to, you can use one of your luckies.
I shall. Let's try this again. Life is bad.
Yeah?
I use the 8.
Tony, I can roll initiative for Adeline, because I can do it on the token. I just need you to roll yours. Okay. Okay, the ogres will go first.
I lost my initiative thing.
Really? I have it on mine. So it's not at the top left?
I mean, it might be. I had 3 screens up.
You gotta click on the token, not on the character sheet.
There it goes.
Yeah,
I don't know
there
why
you-
it's all the way over there.
Alright, so the ogres will go first. So these ones will take half their movement in order to stand up, and then this one's going to attack Jeff.
They were prone and everything. It doesn't take
Oh,
a whole movement to stand up.
No, it only takes half your movement, and then you can still do
Okay.
your actions and stuff. So he swings
There
at
we go.
you, and he misses. Oh, whoops! This one
Whoops.
swings at for Drake because he sees
That's
he
weird.
has a chef's hat and wants to steal his recipe. Which he also misses. Both of these ogres are going to attack Dravorkin. First, the one on the left.
God. Oh my god.
He misses because I
Oh,
guess these
I think
ogres
I
are
just got
trash.
the answer. I just got the answer of what I wanna who I'm gonna go after next.
Oh, hold on. I know why they're not getting their bonuses that they're supposed to on their attacks.
Oh.
There's something wrong with my macro.
Of course not.
So we're not just
Uh,
professional dodgers.
Unfortunately, no. Because it should be... Oh, wait, hold
Felt
on.
like our
Let me
entire team was
reread.
gonna die.
Actually, maybe they are getting it.
Maybe they are just garbage.
Okay, yeah, they're just garbage rolls. Okay, cool. Never mind, yeah. The way it was looking like they weren't. Anyway, this big ogre is going to attack Tony twice. And he hits you both times, and one of them is a critical.
Oh God.
Which deals, let's see, 19 plus 9, 28 damage. So you're at 22. He smacks you. Wear armor! Other than that, now it's Anara's turn.
Shit. Am I still connected? Because I can't hear shit.
You are.
We
We
can
can
hear
hear
you.
you.
You are.
Well, I guess
Oh,
you
wait,
can't
it's
hear
really
us.
low 'cause it took it off. Hang on.
Oh, did you unplug your mic?
No, so I got a phone call in the middle, and I guess it made it.
Do you have AOL?
No, I used to. Oh,
Not
motherfucker,
yet.
stop calling me.
Put that shit on Do Not Disturb. I hate when people call me regardless.
Just whenever.
Okay.
Yeah. I just don't like being called, really. Because usually I'm in the middle of something. So,
Like now.
yeah, exactly. So, like, when everyone was calling me last weekend, I mean, I understand that they wanted to tell me happy birthday, but I was trying to play D&D. That's all
Oh
I
my
wanted.
God.
That's all I wanted.
Hello? Yo, dude.
Yeah,
This
tell him.
Sparks?
Tell him quit calling me. Playing D&D. Get the fuck out of here.
Why?
Is it fucking Sparks?
Say what?
Alright. Oh, and that's also why it's so low. Jesus.
So your birthday is on the 24th of March.
No, but
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
no, it's the 25th. In all seriousness, it's on the 25th.
Okay. Why didn't you want John to know?
Say
Was it
what?
my turn?
It is
Why
your
didn't
turn,
you want
yeah.
John?
Miranda, was that Sparks calling you?
Yes, of course it starts, because he's the only person who
Yep.
rather call. It's like, come on, man.
What
I
about?
know things.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shoot at this dude.
Okay.
The one without the plate mail?
The one without what?
The plate mail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Basically.
you'll have advantage because you're hidden, which is 25. That'll hit, and it'll do your 15 damage.
I can't believe I actually got a 25. That's never happened.
But it reveals
feel
where
like it
you're at.
has.
It did.
Yeah. Whenever you take a shot from being hidden, it reveals you. So I played it wrong for you that one day. But yeah, you make the attack. It hits him. Oh! There she is! And he
The good
points
thing is
over.
they're engaged.
somewhat, yeah, for now. Is there anything
So
else you
how-
want to do,
How
or
about
just
that bonus action?
My bonus action only works for hide and oh wait, yeah, I could hide again. I'm a hide. What the fuck?
See, I'm a professional rogue player,
I
so
was like, my bonus action works for like 3 different things.
All right, go ahead and roll your
Stealth.
stealth check.
Okay.
I still see you in the bushes.
Damn it.
He rolled a natural 20, so
Wow.
Oh, of course he did. Of course he did.
Wow.
You fucker.
All right, Nishan.
I'm going to use my circlet of blast. Do I want to do that now?
You get 1 cast with it per day.
Yeah. Yeah, might as well go ahead. Circlet of blasting. Let's go ahead and do that.
So just cast your Scorching Ray and don't take away a spell slot for it.
Yep.
All right.
Sadness.
Which ones are you trying to hit?
All of it's going to him. That's in front of me.
Okay, so 15 damage to him because it does hit. Oh, fire! Ugh. First water, now fire. I don't really like you. So
that'll be me.
Cool. Jeff.
I use shatter. I use shatter right in front of me, right around here. What's that?
Use your ruler and sort of just
that's-
wherever it's
that's-
emanating.
yeah, right there.
Okay.
Shatter is 15 feet, I think.
Yeah, in a
see.
10-foot radius.
10-foot radius. Okay, so it's gonna be there and there.
All right, cool. And it is a Constitution save. See of 16. The bottom one does not make it, and the top one does not make it. So they both take 18 damage.
Okay.
And then, yeah, anything else you want to do?
Well, I can't move away because he'll.
Not unless you want me to smack you.
And I can't attack again, so
No.
I will end my turn.
Oh, right. Adeline.
Adeline will do lay on hands on Javorkin.
All right, for how many?
So I guess
He should
is
have
that-
15, I think. Or wait, it should be actually I think it's 25. Yeah, he's got
so
25. So you can give up to 25 points of health. Cuz I'm pretty sure he can use all of them at once.
Yeah. It says you can, with that pull, you can restore
Yeah.
a total number of hit points equal to paladin level times 5. So
Yeah, so
he
you can
will
do
use
up to 20.
all 25.
Okay. So that'll bump you back up to 47 health.
Wow.
Beefy heals.
And he has no more lay of hands. And then does he do anything else or just stand there?
Is that the only thing he can do?
Well, that was his action. He can still move.
Let's see. His glaive is 10 feet, right?
It is.
All right, he will move right there.
Okay. As he moves away, they'll both take an opportunity attack against
Oh
him.
crap!
I don't know where you're going. The regular ogre, the one that's not wearing any armor, will hit for 18 damage.
Golly.
And then the other one will hit for 10 damage additionally.
Okay.
Alright, so that's Adeline's turn. Next is Dravorkin. What are you gonna do?
So can I use my potion of healing on Adeline?
You would have to go up to him, and then, yeah, I would allow it. I would allow you to use your action to give someone a potion. Now, you would have to go to right here, or anywhere within 5 feet of Adeline. So anywhere in this circle, make sure. Actually, since he used his reaction, he doesn't have another one, so he won't. Neither of these guys can do another opportunity attack. So you're pretty much free to move anywhere that you want right now.
Alright. But it would just give it to him. It wouldn't.
No,
use
I
it,
would.
right?
I would allow you to. You can sacrifice your action to let Adeline heal himself with the potion. But you won't get an action. That'll be your action to give him the potion.
Alright.
He looks mighty thirsty.
Crap. Alright, dang, man.
You having trouble there?
Trying to think this through. Alright. I will attack this guy.
All right.
I will move here and then attack this guy.
Okie dokie.
Oh wait, before I do that, well, we can use that roll, but I was gonna rage.
Okay, so
Roar.
you rage. So that'll hit, and then it'll do 18 damage.
Alright, and then he will attack again.
That one will also hit for 18 more damage. Oh! That really hurt. Oh, I don't feel so good. All right. Is that it?
Let's see. Does radiant damage do anything against him?
Not extra, no.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, for Drake.
I am done.
Let's see. I'm gonna go just use my bonus action to cause more damage to the dude man.
All right, so he's just got to do a Constitution saving throw.
Do I roll the 3d8?
No, because he made a save, so it won't. It actually breaks the spell. I'm pretty sure. Because the save was a 16, but let's read it to see what happens when he makes a save. Da-ba-da-da.
Oh, it just says if it doesn't. I don't know actually.
Da-da-da. No, yeah, you can. So yeah, you can still use the bonus act. It's okay. The Constitution saving throw is for them to drop the weapon or whatever they're holding if they can. Since it's armor and it's attached to him, he can't drop it without using an action. So, and he didn't do that. So that's what that was. So yeah, you can roll the damage that you do.
Since I used third level, it's still 3d8.
Let me make sure. But I'm pretty sure, yeah. Let's see. You can use a bonus action on each of your turns to cause this damage again. So, yeah, it'd be the 3d8.
I'm just gonna roll 3d8.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Okay, so 15 damage to him.
Thank you, sir.
It tickles a little bit. Alright.
Great.
Anything
So,
else?
I'm going to use my action to slash at this guy.
With your longsword?
Yes.
Alright.
Check. Flourishes again. Fine. I want to use a bardic
Nice.
the thingy for the defensive flourish.
Alright.
Let's see, I just roll one bardic inspiration die. What is it, a D10 now?
It should be a D...
It's a D8.
Yeah, D8.
Oh god, what the hell? I did damage.
Yeah, you did damage. You critted.
You didn't notice?
Oh yeah.
So you rolled a 1. So what does that do?
Well, it adds that damage and I'm using it for the defense.
So that adds to your AC?
Yep.
So you got a
One.
15 AC right now?
Full AC. Yep.
Alright. Cool. And then, are you done then?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and everyone roll initiatives. Look at Dan stepping up in the world.
You want me
Gosh,
to roll?
if-
Oh, you got it.
I got Adeline.
Finally got a good roll.
Hold on, I'm gonna do one of my lucky things.
All right. I'm just
Right.
waiting for you to do 4 like Martin did. That was pretty funny.
Cool.
Hey, there you go.
That's better.
Nice.
Hey, Martin, how does that feel?
It doesn't. I don't feel.
All
It
right.
feels bad, man.
Let's see. Who has higher decks, Jeff or Nishan?
I don't know. Maybe Sean.
You
let's
have
see.
one modifier. Yeah, Nishan, you're first.
How much damage did Drake do to this kid?
He just did 14 to it.
Okay.
I did 15.
Oh, does
Because
that
I-
add to the AC and the damage?
Yes.
Oh, okay, 15.
I am going to magic missile. Just at level 1. All 3
Well, it's a
going to-
level 2 spell, right? Oh, wait.
It is just level 1.
Okay.
Yeah. All going to him. So 3 magic missiles go into that kid.
All right.
Why did my thing roll 2 damages?
Because you critted.
So the
All right, so 15
15
damage. So first one hits him. Second one hits him. Third one hits him.
Nice.
No! Not my cousin!
And let's see. I want to move.
I heard ogres are in season this time of year.
I want to move right here.
Okay.
I believe. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm good.
All right, cool.
Interesting.
Jeff?
I use magic missile level 2.
All right, tell me your targets before you cast.
The one right in front of me, all of it going to him.
All of them?
Yep.
Alrighty. So that'll be 4. So that'll be 20 damage. So pop, 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 pop. And then he's still standing, but he's pretty damaged and bleeding and stuff like that. That hurt.
Okay.
All done?
Yep.
Alright, Ogre's turn. So let's see. This one's gonna move down a little bit. You look a little hurt there, Paladin. And he's going to attack him twice.
Go
He
on.
he hits him with both, knocking him unconscious. For a grand total of 24 damage.
Jesus.
So Adeline is unconscious. There he goes. He's a sleepy little one.
God.
This one is going to attack Dravorkin, the one that's right next to you, Tony. He hits for 15 damage.
Oh my goodness. Somebody help.
Hey, how about you call your brother? Oh, that's a good idea. The ogre near Jeffrey takes out a horn.
You've got to be kidding me.
Are you serious right now?
Okay. I'll move right there.
Do I get to attack him since he moved?
He didn't move out of your threat range, and you.
Oh.
Oh.
All right. Next is Dravorkin.
Okay. Is there anything I can do to help Adeline?
Don't bother.
Kill them faster.
The
He's
only
gonna die
thing,
anyway.
yeah,
Yeah,
the only thing you
yeah,
can
just
do
kill
for Adeline is try to drop those guys before they attack them some more.
Alright.
Also, don't bother because he's within 60 feet of me.
Oh, he can healing ward him.
Yep.
I'm gonna attack old troll boy.
The one that's to your left.
Yeah. I'm still in my rage.
Mm-hmm. So that will hit him for 13, which will kill him.
Sweet.
Hey!
And then I will turn around and attack the other guy.
That will miss.
Well, crap.
That armor's pretty good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Alright, so next is gonna be Anara.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So I'm going to shoot at. Let's see. Which one of you guys want me to shoot at?
Kill the one next to me is almost dead, and I can use like the thunder thing on him. It might do more damage.
This one?
No, shoot the one next to me. Like I can damage
Okay.
the one.
This
The
one.
one next to me is almost dead. I can damage that one better
That
than
one?
you can. Hit the one next to me. It's almost
Yeah,
dead. It's like
the
HP.
mages are pretty much have this guy's number.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Okay, I'm gonna shoot him. So I am going to use my crossbow. And sneak attack still works because he's with doesn't matter now.
Alright, so you hit him, but it doesn't drop him.
Oh, I did?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to hide after moving over here.
Alright. Go
I
ahead
need
and
to
roll
do my
stealth.
throw?
Yeah.
Sweet. I swear if he gets like a crit again.
Nope. Yeah, so you hide. Alright, next is for Drake.
Okay, so I'm gonna, again, use my bonus action to heat metal the dude,
Okay.
or yield 3d8.
18.
Nice.
Oh, it's starting to hurt a little bit.
Now I'm gonna use yield regular action, the healing word Adeline, or spell level spell slot.
Alright, for 6 damage.
And I'm gonna, let's see, I'm gonna continue standing here.
Cool. So now it is Adeline's turn.
Alright. So what do I... Oh, I guess he's alive?
Yeah,
Was
he's
it?
awake
Yes.
now.
Okay, he will use a healer's kit.
Healer's kit won't do any, or no, he does have the feet. Never mind. I
It'll
forgot.
wake him up.
Well, he's
Well,
already awake, but he's got the
So it does 1d6 plus 4 hit points. I don't know if you have...
That's probably not gonna matter considering how much damage the dude can do.
Yeah. He's gonna
Do you
probably
want-
hit for. He's probably gonna hit for like 24, 28.
Honestly, I only used healing word on Adeline just to get him up so he could attack.
Yeah. That's probably
Okay.
the best thing to do is to attack.
He will glaive then.
miss.
Rip.
He gets a second attack though, so
Okay. And he will hit again.
miss.
Nope.
Puny little guys. If you want him to move, you can, but
Well,
if
his polearm master allows him to.
I think it's on a hit though.
Is it? Again. You take the attack action and attack with only the.
Oh,
glaive.
okay, yeah, never mind. Yeah, so you can roll a d4, or you'd have to roll for the glaive again to see if you even hit with it, and if you do, it'll just be a d4 of damage.
Okay.
So this is for the bonus action. That one will hit.
Wow.
So roll the d4 right there, and for 1 damage. That tickled.
Well, hold on. I read it somewhere. There's a thing. When you
Divine
roll
Strike?
1 or 2 damage on an attack, you can it's the great weapon fighting.
Oh. Does he have that?
Yes.
Yeah, so go ahead and just
Weapon
re-roll the
has-
d4.
All right.
Hey, there you go. That's still tickled.
I've been reading all of Adeline's stuff.
Yeah, no, you're
since he
good.
died.
All right, everybody, roll your initiatives again.
Okay.
Wow. Life is great.
Cool. Okay. Gonna lucky that. Use a lucky thing.
Okay.
Cool. Not bad.
Oh, someone thinks they're lucky, huh?
I'm gonna do it again.
Um.
No. Got a lucky?
Let's see.
Or no?
That's
Let me read it.
I'm also going to read it.
Yeah, I guess it'd be your last lucky, so go ahead.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey.
Hey. Okay. So I guess I'll go first. I'll use Shatter on the big guy down there and missing Adeline and Javorkin.
Okay. So DC of Constitution 16.
So since he's wearing the metal armor, does it do anything?
No.
Okay.
It would say in the spell effect if it did. So it just does 12 damage. Oh, that's a little tingly. Anything else?
That's it.
All right, for Drake.
I'm going to, for the third time, use my bonus action
Okay.
to 3d8.
Oh, hut! He dies.
Aha!
Hey,
Oh,
Jeez.
thank goodness.
Now I can finally stop thinking about that spell.
As he drops,
Use-
just wait till my brother gets here.
Uh-oh.
Use my attack, or, on this guy.
That misses.
Okay. Sure. And I'm just gonna stand here.
Okay. Anara?
Shit. So I'm going to shoot at him for
11 damage.
Well, hopefully more.
Ah!
Yeah. So 12 damage, which will be enough to kill him.
Nice.
So how would you like to paint me a picture?
Oh shit.
Paint a picture of my death.
I'm thinking. So let's say he's still, say he was in mid roar when my arrow came in, and it just goes straight through his mouth and out the back of his head.
And then he falls over. For Drake, make a dexterity saving throw because he was looking at you. I'm just joking. I'm also kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was about to
No.
I was like, alright, I'll make this dex saving throw, I guess.
So as he's falling to his death, you can faintly make out him being, brother, and he falls. So at this point, all of these ogres are dead. And you can...
The armor is now
Yeah.
cooling off.
The man that was hiding in the bushes runs up and he's like, oh, is that my... And he runs over to this woman that's in a cage, and he starts trying to unlock the cage. Damn thing! Open! We don't have much time!
I'll go knock it open.
Okay.
You're gonna go and do a... You said you're gonna try to open it?
Yeah.
Do
I'm
a
gonna hit it open.
Okay. Do an attack roll with your axe. Okay, so you are still raging, so you swing down and you're able to bust that lock open, and this unconscious woman sort of starts to kind of grimace a little bit as she starts to try to open her eyes. Obviously, she's still a little shocked from the impact and probably has some type of concussion. But she opens her eyes, dear, and she holds out her hand to her husband, and they hug each other, and the man begins to cry a little bit. Thank you so much. I don't know what to do to repay you, but obviously we have to get out of here. There are more coming. And off in the distance, you can hear the stomping of feet.
I look in the body and take off his recipe.
Hey.
And you. So
Hey.
Take the recipe.
Me first.
Oh, I'm sitting next to him.
The ogre doesn't have a.
I typed it first.
A written recipe.
He said he did though. The blue dot.
He's
Well,
got
he
he's got a recipe, but he doesn't have it written down.
Oh.
He's got it in his head. Each ogre carries about 2 gold pieces each.
Awesome.
The one down here in armor is wearing heavy plate ogre armor, which if you put that in your bag of holding, you will not be able to hold anything else because it's large and very heavy and takes up most of the room in the bag of holding with all the other stuff you have in there.
And no one else can hold it.
No,
He
not
has
without
that
being
magical
over
bag,
encumbered.
doesn't he?
Well, yeah, that's what I was just saying. Is it'll be too much.
I'll take it for now. Yeah, I'll put it in.
Okay.
In the bag.
So as the couple they stand up and they start to make their way to their horse, the woman finally coming to looks at Javorkin and says, "Here, it's not much, but they did have a kid. You do not see any remains of the child nor anything like that, so you can happily assume that it was eaten already."
Happily? Okay.
Happily.
For an ogre, that was a good snack. Anyway, let's see. So she sort of reaches down into her backpack that she has, and she pulls out a tiny little monkey and hands it to Javorkin. Now, it'll only listen to one of you, so I suggest whoever's the best at taking care of pets, take care of it, but we'll be out of here. I do not want to see these ogres anymore.
That'd be okay.
So they both run and make their way to their horse. And at this point, Javorkin has a monkey.
Okay.
So I need everyone to make a animal handling check.
Okay.
Oh, that's definitely not gonna be me.
Animal handling?
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
I rolled something reasonable for once.
Damn it.
Let's see. And Adeline.
Oh, shit.
That's Adeline.
Adeline. The
So
monkey?
Yeah.
Has a monkey and a boar.
Javorkin's holding this monkey, and Adeline comes over and goes, "Hi there." And then the monkey sort of like, "Ah!" and starts clapping its hands and jumps on Adeline's back and stands on his shoulder, marking Adeline as his owner. Not marking as in like peeing or anything, but
You know, that's what I thought. I immediately went there.
yeah,
in my
that's
head.
why
I was like,
I rephrased. Anyway, at this point, you can hear the stomping is getting a little louder.
Alright, guys, I think we should leave.
Just one ogre.
One? Is it really just one?
How much stomping do we hear?
Well, it's pretty loud, but it's still at a reasonable distance away, to where if you guys leave now, you should be able to get by without being trampled.
Sure, whatever. Let's go.
Alright, we are taking our
We're leaving. Yeah.
GTFOing.
Okay, so you pack up the
Thanks.
yeah, the ogre armor into the bag of holding. You all pile in and start making your way downtown, walking fast.
Making my
This
way
is
down,
past.
walking
Yeah.
fast.
So,
Song of rest.
yeah, I'll let you song a rest for the rest of the journey. So you guys are right outside of this little forest right here, And as you make it past the trees, you look back and you can see 6 ogres that are kind of making chase, but they're not quite able to catch you, so they end up, you see them throwing fits as they all throw their clubs and morning stars down and stomp on the ground. One of them you see sit on the ground and sort of cry in its hands. Yeah, 6 ogres were coming to say hello. So
6, okay. Good
Yeah.
thing you left.
So, you guys are going to...
Heal for 1d6 extra damage.
Awesome. Even though I don't really need it.
Here is a dice roller.
It was really more for Adeline's sake and Dravorkin's sake.
Yeah.
The mages are, of course, invincible. Apparently.
Yeah, somehow they didn't get hit. They were supposed to get hit and knocked the fuck out, but my ogres didn't roll well.
Meanwhile, in Mage Land.
Are you not going to roll the d6 for the heal? Well,
That's all I needed. I only needed 1 point anyway.
but you rolled on, yeah. Well, no, that 1 is for everybody, so everyone heals 1.
Oh, that was for everyone?
Yeah, that's why. It doesn't matter who does it, I guess.
Didn't quite work out.
Yeah. So, Adeline gets an extra HP, so does Dravorkin from this song.
Helpful.
Anyway, so you guys are going to be able to make it to, how do you say it again?
Iresk.
Iresk. Now, the legend in the top right, do not look at that because it is incorrect. I
immediately looked at it.
Automatically go look.
I've been meaning to change it, like go into Photoshop and change over that. I'll probably do that before next session for sure. But anyway, so you guys get towards the edge of the mountains and the road starts to become a little more rocky and unkept, but you see tracks of other carriages heading this way. Verdrag is able to tell that this is the correct way to get to his hometown. So he guides you guys the way through the mountain pass.
I am now at least in the passenger seat at this point.
Yeah, so you kindly ask Anara to move. So you're leading Jeff and sort of pointing out. You're like, hey, watch out for that little hole there. Hey, there's a tree that might fall right there. There's some boulders up ahead. Take a sharp turn right, and then, boom, you make it to the outside of Iresk. Iresk? How do you say it one more time? Iresk. Iresk. Okay, cool. Iresk. So you make it to the gates, which we'll say is right around here, where this little bridge is over that river. So it's sort of like a drawbridge in a way, but not really. But there are 2 dragonborn with spears standing outside, and as you guys approach, hold up! State your business.
What were we doing again?
You were coming to Iresk to see your family again.
Oh yeah, that's right. Hail! It is I, Verdrag.
Wait!
I'm waving.
Verdrag? Why does that name sound familiar?
Son of King, what's his name again?
You forgot your dad's name?
I forgot my father's name.
Interesting.
Despite the fact that I kept telling that I wrote it just like a day ago. Or whatever. Son of... This is embarrassing. Iresk. Iresk. God, that's hard to say.
Pyrrhus, son, yeah. Hold on, you left a while ago, didn't you?
I did.
And you've
went to go on an
returned.
adventure.
And you've returned at the best opportune moment I think you could have ever done. We were actually expecting you.
Oh, okay. Nice.
Anyway, he waves his hand and then the gate starts to come down. If you would, go ahead and follow that gentleman over there. Just tell him you're Verdrag and you're here to see the Lawmaster.
Edisot.
Yep.
I haven't seen her in ages.
She has made a request for you. Not sure why, but I guess you'll find out once you get there.
Alright.
So the
Well, she's
gentleman
never steered me
inside.
wrong before, so.
Yeah. So the gentleman at the other side of the gate sort of has you guys follow, so you guys just trail behind him. And I haven't figured out what house is going to be what, but you guys arrive at the Lawmaster's house. And he says, please, right inside, we'll have you all come in. We do have a little bit of an issue going on in the town right now, so we'll need all of you to listen to a briefing from the Lawmaster herself before we can let you peruse our wares and such. So, I'll assume that all of you shuffle inside.
Sure.
Okay.
Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
So you come inside, the door closes, and there are 2 guards that are standing inside of this of the Lawmaster's office right near the door. And then there are more guards scattered out, probably about 8 in total. And then the Lawmaster is behind a desk, shuffling through paperwork, stamping things, looking all around. And finally, the Lawmaster looks up.
Had a thought?
By my beard. She also doesn't have a beard. Anyway. Yeah, Edisot looks over. Is that for Drake?
It is. Why is everyone so acting so strangely?
Oh, it's nothing to be strange. And she claps her hands, and 2 of the guards approach for Drake and take him by
Guys?
the arms. You happen to be wanted criminal.
Wanted?
What?
I haven't been here.
Exactly. You made your daring escape, leaving your poor family behind bars to rot alone. But you will be joining them short enough.
What?
So, anyway, we will discuss the charges and your rights once we get you into your cell with your new clothes and such. But other than that,
You've known us for years.
yes.
You would never.
Oh, Lord.
I thought I knew you, but obviously I was wrong. Anyway, take him back to his cell with his family. Make sure you take all his belongings and check every nook and cranny. I don't want anything hidden under the scales, not even a speck of dirt. You guys hose him down, make sure he's nice and clean before he does his time. And as for your compatriots, I'll assume that they have nothing to do with it, for I've never seen them before. So,
I've never seen this man my entire life.
I might throw you in a cell just for lying to me.
Good job, dude. As I actually honestly, because I know these people.
Yeah. So the 2 guards that have Fadrag by the arms sort of go behind the Lawmaster's desk, and they open up a door. And behind it, you can see a bunch of sets of iron bars. And you see in the very back, you can make out some humanoid figures, but you're not really sure what they are from based where all of you guys are standing. And the door closes. Troubling times indeed. Troubling times indeed. Anyway, what brings all of you here? Why did you accompany Fadrag? He is a thief, just like his family.
He's a good man.
She kind of looks at you, and you can see that her eye is starting to twitch a little bit. And she's not very happy with what you had just said to her.
Oh, shit.
Would a good man steal from his fellow man? Would a good man run away from his family, leaving them to bear the judgment of their people alone? Would a good man try to talk his way out of his sins?
I mean,
Say it again?
if it was for the betterment of long term instead of short term, then yeah.
I
had
don't
to
think
leave my
so.
tribe. I had to leave my tribe because they were a bunch of douches.
Did you steal everything of important value to another house before you left?
I mean, we don't really think about that kind of thing.
Exactly.
We're not materialistic type of people, but that's just my tribe. Maybe y'all's tribe just raised them wrong. Maybe y'all should look at yourselves.
So before I get angry at you and throw you in a cell for talking down on us Dragonborn, who are obviously superior to...
Where is Frederick at this point? Is he like in another room? Yeah.
Yeah, for Drake's
So he
in the
doesn't
room.
actually hear this?
He does not hear it, unfortunately.
Uh,
But, yeah, anyway, so, she looks very unhappy with what you just said to her. So, before I lose my temper, I will give you one chance to apologize for, pretty much talking down on our whole way of life. I do not care that you come from a nomadic, barbaric tribe. I do not care that you do not see material items as worth. This is what we have built our society on, and that is why it is important. Now, do you apologize?
I swear to God.
Apologize. For what?
For talking slanderish about us Dragonborn.
Talking what?
Just,
You know what?
I really.
I may have misjudged your intelligence. So I actually apologize. For you do not know any better. Anyway.
Well, your voice was breaking up and I couldn't understand.
Oh, is it? Oh, was it for real?
Yeah. It broke up at that word. I was like, I don't know what you just said.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Anyway, the prisoner is allowed one phone call, so if you would like, I can, after we get him settled in, one of you can come back and speak with him and try to correct his sins, because we still haven't found the things that they have stolen. So once we find those items, then we can return them to their rightful owners and maybe reduce their sentence a little bit.
What were the things stolen?
I will let him talk to you about that. And I guess you'll have to talk to his family too. Bunch of despicable creatures. Ah, disgust me.
Okay.
It hurts so much.
Alright, so you can hear what sounds like a hose in the back of that room as Fredrig is being cleaned to make sure that no like foreign objects get into the cell.
Like a telepathic pebble.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah. So at this point, the lawmaker looks up and says, "All right, be gone. Come back in about half an hour." So
Okay.
you guys all walk outside, and at that point, there are 2 guards that are posted outside of the lawmaker's office, and you can see that there's quite a few Dragonborn walking around the city. There's also a couple of different like races walking around, so like humans, gnomes, dwarves. No tieflings or anything like that. No elves. But a lot of the other major races are walking around, and they all seem... none of them seem like they're like combative at all. They all seem more like the trading merchant type.
Cool.
Don't steal anything, is what I would say if I had any reasonable way of communicating to an Aura.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that one Rick and Morty episode. It's like, Morty, I need you to take these seeds. I need you to take them way,
way up there,
and
Morty.
that's what you do with a pebble. So.
All right. So, at this point, you guys are kind of like shocked, and you don't really understand what's going on. Obviously, it also seemed as if Fredrig did not understand what was going on. So, you guys are standing outside of the lawmaker's office, and one of the guards looks at you and says, "So, are y'all thieves too?
No.
I am not.
And how are we supposed to
I just
trust
shake my
you
head.
if you are in the company of Fredrig?"
You can check all my items and see I'm not a materialistic person.
Oh yeah? How many weapons do you have?
I have a great axe, a great sword, 2 daggers, and 4 javelins.
Interesting.
I have a use for all of them.
And how many times have you thrown those javelins?
Twice.
How many times have you used those daggers?
The daggers have a little boar symbol. It's a reminder, the cult that we destroyed.
Huh, that sounds like materialistic need. Anyway,
Well-
it's not about that. Regardless, we'll be keeping an eye on you.
Alright, I'll keep an eye on you too, Winky.
I slip away as quietly as possible in this conversation.
All right. Anyway, there are a couple merchant stalls. They're all closed right now due to the chaos of what's going on with the lawmaster and stuff. Not to mention the news has got out that Drake has returned and has been thrown in jail already.
So what buildings do we see that are open?
The
Their
only
tavern?
place, yeah, they have a tavern, so that's open, and then the lawmaster's office, you can go in a couple minutes. You can go there. Really, the only thing I guess you guys can theoretically do right now would be to sort of ask about Fredreg's situation to a couple of passerbyers, or go to the tavern and ask, or just wait out the 30 minutes.
What time is it?
Right now it's probably about like 7:30 at night.
Okay. To the tavern.
Cool. Yeah, I'm to the tavern. It'll be fine. It's
Okay.
night.
You have like 30 minutes still.
So you go into the tavern. Who's all buying a drink?
Can I roll an insight check to see how screwed I am?
Sure.
Can't you just use your paper thing?
You're
very important
fucked.
person. They can't toss-
You can tell that you are in deep
They can't just
shit.
toss you into jail.
You know for a fact that you would not be thrown in jail by Edisot if you did not do something wrong. The fact that Edisot believes that you did something wrong, that's why you're in jail, and it's not going to be easy to persuade her otherwise.
Probably
Obviously.
find out.
I
exactly
know that.
what they think
Yeah,
happened.
you know that. The rest of you, this is player knowledge, not character knowledge. Anyway, at the tavern, there are a bunch of Dragonborn. They have a special beer called the Dragon's Fire. And they also have a wine, a fine wine, known as the Dragon Scale Liquor. Actually, not liquor. Dragon Scale Merlot, we'll call it that. You also notice that quite a few of the population seem to be more of the reddish color Dragonborn, with a trickle of the other colors. The most, or the rarest of them all is the black.
Meanwhile, for Drake's fucking blue.
Yeah, Drake's blue, and so is his family.
Oh, that explains a lot.
I do
Racism.
not drink.
Let's see.
Okay, so how about the wine is called the Dragon's Fire, and then the beer is the Dragon's Milk. That's a good idea.
Yeah. That's a really good beer, by the way.
Who did you say that we were able to see? Like, the type of people that we see right now?
Mostly Dragonborn, but there's a couple gnomes, dwarves, and humans that are walking around. In the tavern right now, you don't see any of them, probably because they have their own little tents or caravans or something where they can stay, as opposed to the tavern.
Okay.
So yeah, right now it's just a bunch of Dragonborn.
Okay. I'm gonna
I go.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna go up to the barkeep and ask what's up in the town lately.
I will have a dragon's milk.
I'm gonna
Okay.
get
Start
Dragon
asking
Fire.
about for Drake's
I'm
stuff.
just gonna start getting drunk.
Okay.
Oh my god.
So-
Nobody cares.
See,
Yeah, the
at
dragon.
this point, for Drake realizes he's.
He's got really good friends. Anyway, so you go up to the barkeep, and he's sitting there, and he's cleaning a glass, sort of breathing fire in it a little bit. He's a red dragonborn, so he's breathing a little bit of fire to sort of clean it and kill all the germs and stuff, and then he polishes it nice and clean. So we have Dragon's Milk and Dragon's Fire wine. What's your poison?
None for me, thanks.
Like a dragon fire.
All right, so
I
he
will have
pours a
dragon
glass of dragon fire for you, Inara.
Roll a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Yes.
For you, Orc?
Why?
I'm being
Yeah, I
I'm
will
being
have the dragon's
sarcastic.
milk.
All right, he pours the dragon's milk. And for you, Wizard?
Dragonfire, please, if you don't mind.
Fancy. Anyway, dragon's fire is 5 gold, and the dragon's milk is 3. And that is per glass, no refills.
Oh. Oh, dang.
Also, because your new face is here, I'll go ahead and throw in a nice chicken leg, and it's a very small chicken leg, but it's
Yeah,
something.
still take it.
It's more of a snack for Javorkin. It could probably pass for a full meal for Miranda. Maybe.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, so what brings you guys into town? We don't get many tieflings or elves, but then I guess half orcs actually either.
Just passing by, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We heard about some business happening.
Yeah. Got some,
Cool
got some
business opportunities.
Yeah. Well, if you're trying to buy and sell, this is the town to do it.
Hey, let me ask you something real quick. What's all this commotion going on about? We heard like some of the shops were closed down because somebody was stealing stuff.
Some
So,
family, apparently, right?
Yeah.
Like a whole family? What is
so at
it?
this point, he sort of like looks down, and you can see that he's clutching this goblet, pretty fiercely. It almost looks as if it's about to shatter, and he goes, deep breaths, deep breaths. Anyway, so no doubt you know that. Well, you probably don't know anything about this town. Anyway, there are 4 houses. Each house pretty much takes an aspect of life, and that's their trade. So we have the lawkeepers, known as the Order. They pretty much go around and ensure the safety of our town, make sure nobody is doing anything that they shouldn't be, stuff like that. Then you have the traders. The traders are the ones that go around and pretty much, trade. They make the trades with the kobolds, stuff like that. The traitors. They're not the traitors. But yeah, so then you also have the hunters. They're the ones that bring us back food. They bring us back intelligence about other civilizations, stuff like that. And then the soldiers. That's where most of our people go. That is our army. That is the backbone of our town. That's what keeps us from being overcome by the goblins, kobolds, and other creatures of the like. Anyway, it would seem that the traders, not the leader, of course, but the ones underneath the leader have been not so honest lately. And in fact, they weren't able to get some of their items that they wanted to in a trade, so they resorted to thievery. And now that family is behind bars, and so be it. That is where filth belongs.
Do you know
When
what
did all
items-
this happen?
Yeah, that works too.
It's been happening mostly over the last couple weeks, but at this point, seeing how many of that family have been caught red-handed, we can only assume that it extends to all families, and it's probably been going on for quite a while.
Do you know what items
What
were
was the other
stolen?
question you were asking?
Unfortunately, I do not. I am just the barkeeper. But the lawmaker should probably know more. But I don't know if she'll tell that to just some measly travelers. No offense, but typically things about the city and its well-being are kept within the city, as opposed to letting word reach out that
Hey, let me ask you something. Do you have a lot of your soldiers? Do they come in here often?
in the tavern.
Yes.
Quite a bit. Normally, we actually send a cask of the dragon's milk out every couple weeks, and that pretty much keeps them at bay in their barracks and on
At
post.
bay.
Yeah.
Bay.
They're a rowdy bunch, that's for sure. And I'm sure you've heard of dwarves drinking and having a good time, but oh, you've never seen a dragonborn.
No. Have you noticed? This is just off the wall question. Any goblins running around outside by any chance? Like, has their activities been?
We have noticed in the past month or so that there's been more goblins in the area than there used to be. It's not unheard of for the mountains to be crawling with goblins, but lately it seems that they've been scouting out the mountains for who knows what. But in all honesty, they're probably looking for the kobolds.
Do you know
What's
whereabouts?
Go ahead, Nishan.
I was just gonna ask, like, do you know, like, whereabout they or like if there've been any camps that's been recently spotted?
From what I've heard from the drunken banter of the soldiers is that most of the goblins have been spotted in the northern portions of the mountains. The south side seems to be pretty clear. As far as encampments, I haven't heard anything about it. Jeff, were you going to say something too?
Yeah, what's your relationship with the kobolds?
Well, the kobolds, obviously, they are really good at making tunnels, and they bring us precious metals, and we give them other items that they find shiny, and who knows what they do with them, but we try to make fair trades so that we can get raw resources in exchange for any of the food that we cultivate to pretty much keep them thriving. It's been a really good trading relationship, and we've never really ran into issues with them ourselves, so I believe our town continues to thrive because of the kobolds.
Is it at this point they put two and two together?
I mean, maybe. I don't know. It depends on them.
Life is bad.
Someone put two and two together, please.
Oh, well, as you've noticed over the past few sessions, Verdraig continues to make it known that he does not want the kobolds to die out completely. From what the barkeep just said, a lot of their trade comes from the kobolds, and that's what allows them to thrive.
Oh man, now it suddenly makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Wow. Okay.
Dravorkin, Nishan, and Inara make Constitution saving throws real quick.
Aha!
Yeah. Submit.
You're drunk. You're drunk, and Tony, you could probably drink 3 more before you get drunk.
Yeah.
But Nishan and Miranda are both drunk.
They're fucking wasted, is what they are.
Yeah.
Can I get another one of these? This is quite delicious.
I'm gonna have to cut you off, little elf. I don't think this is the type of liquor for you.
You do not tell me what to do.
Just ignore him.
Give me.
I just start doing acrobatic tricks.
Can I
Okay.
roll dexterity with disadvantage?
You?
I guess.
Yeah. Inara, you want to do an acrobatics check with disadvantage since you are drunk.
Oh shit.
So you do a 10, so you're able to, you're running around the tavern saying parkour as you sort of do monkey jumps off of some of the tables. Nishan, as you ask for another drink, he reaches under the bar and pours a liquid into a mug and passes it to you free of charge.
Thank you, sir.
Roll investigation check with disadvantage for me.
I wonder what this could be.
A 15. So you look at it and it's clear and doesn't have a smell, and you can tell it's water.
Hey! I know what this is. Give me some of that fire. I want some of that dragon. This is water.
So
Give you-
you hold out your hand and go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw again with disadvantage. Actually, no, dexterity with disadvantage. A 10. All right, so you're like, I want some of that fire, and he's like, fire, and he breathes fire onto your hand, burning you for 4 HP. There's your fire. Drink the water. You're cut off.
Fine.
He looks at Dravorkin. Another?
Absolutely.
All right.
Oh, he is. The Halfort gets whatever he wants over here. I'm a
Call him
I'm
racist.
Full,
Call him racist.
I'm a full blown elf, and then the half orc, he gets another one. Really?
Hey, Nashan, hey, buddy, look. I'm like twice your size, okay?
Literally.
I can handle
Oh,
more,
okay. So
like,
size. So size that matters now. I see. I see how it is. You
In
know
the
what?
Dragonborn world, size does matter. Otherwise, you're just a kobold.
Oh, okay. All right. You know what? Guys, you know what? Screw you guys. I'm going to go home.
Screw you guys. I'm going home.
Which way's the door?
He's the door is on the other side, but I'll need you to make an acrobatics check to make sure you don't stumble on the floor first.
I'm gonna stumble. Yep.
At 12, so you're walking and you trip over one of the stools that Inara just moved. Inara also makes an acrobatics check because she was jumping off of the stool, shouting parkour. You both, yeah, so you both fall on your face. You
What?
both, yeah. You have disadvantage.
25?
You have disadvantage, you're drunk.
So you have to, so you have to take
Fuck.
the lowest one.
So she jumps off of the stool, which pushes it in front of Nishan, and she trips and falls down. Nishan hits the stool and falls down, and the barkeep at this point is looking a little ticked off. And he looks at Dravorkin and he says, "Friends of yours?"
Sometimes.
Well, tell them that drunken rabble, if they can't hold it together, will not make for good trades in this town.
Oh,
Word
shit.
spreads quickly of rudeness.
I'm not rude. I'm an elf.
Wow, that's
Make an attempt.
that's really that's a good way to defend yourself. I'm not rude. I'm an elf. Okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so he kind of just looks at Nishan and sort of like ignores what he just said. At this point, about 30 minutes have passed.
God, you're gonna walk in there all fucking drunk.
Hey,
It's the
hey,
best.
Let's go back and talk to the lady.
I try
The nice
I try to
How
lady.
look
about,
possible.
how about I
try
just
to act
go?
as sober as possible.
How about you guys just sit here for a bar? You can keep drinking. I'll just go talk to you know. You guys just stay here. Just stay here. I'll get you guys a room actually. I go up to the barkeep and say, "Can I get a room?"
Yeah, it'll be for a room for 2. It'll be 10 gold. Each an additional person will be an extra 2 gold.
Sure. I hand him 14 gold.
Okay, so that's enough for 4 of you. Adeline prefers to sleep outside anyway.
And Martin.
No, I mean just for those drunk people. They have their own. Okay. I get enough room. Right, so I need what? 18 rooms then? 18 gold worth.
Well, no, it'll be 10 gold for 2, 2 gold for each
Yeah.
additional, so 14 gold pays for 4 people's rooms. Which would
Okay.
be enough for everybody, because you don't have to buy one for Drake or Adeline.
Okay, I'll do that then.
Okay. So, you do that, and he gives you the keys to 2 different rooms.
I take the drunkards to their rooms and I lock the door behind them, and they're stuck in there.
Alright, so the drunk people make a strength save with disadvantage, and Jeff, you make a strength save with advantage.
Okay.
Oh damn.
So you have to beat a 13, Jeff, in order to get Dan up there. I'm pretty sure you're going to be able to beat Moran. Oh, All right, yeah. So, all right, you're able to take them both up there and pretty much shove them into a room and close the door and lock it.
You're not my
Okay.
dad. You can't. You're.
You're not my
You
real
know what?
dad.
I can unlock this anyway.
You're
Yeah.
drunk.
I tie your hands together.
Oh shit.
Pinky.
You also
Wait,
don't
you
have a
already
bag
locked the
of infinite rope, by the way. For Drake had that.
You already locked the door.
Oh, before I lock the door.
No.
Someone has rope.
Who has the rope?
No,
I
she's.
actually do have some rope. Because
Like,
I
someone
was
should have,
given
like, some leftover rope.
No, I do. I have 6 feet of chain. That's right. I have 36 feet of chain.
Oh,
I
God.
just chain her to the
That's
bed.
right.
You chain her, so you're. Okay, you're chaining her. Alright. So you chain her. Make a sleight of hand check for me.
Yes.
Do you chain her to the bed?
Yeah.
Yes!
Wait, who's making the sleight of hand?
Jeff is.
Oh boy. Here we go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you do a very bad job of doing it. It's almost as if. So think about putting a bike lock on just one of the handles and thinking that that's secure. That's pretty much what you did. So you pretty much laid chain on top of her, and because she's drunk, she does think she's chained up and tries to struggle to get free, and she can't because she's drunk. So she doesn't realize that you did a terrible job just yet. But she'll be sobering up soon, so this would probably be the time for you to leave. And
Okay. I leave. I skedaddle and I lock doors behind me and I head over to the town, the law place. You're
yeah,
saying?
the law.
Makers? Order.
Yeah.
Order.
Yeah, they're known as the Order, and Edisot is the lawmaker, so she's like the head of that order.
I go talk to Edisot.
All right. So you walk inside, and she's sitting there scribbling. Are you here to talk with Verdrag?
In a way, yes.
Okay.
No.
Well,
Oh my God.
this is his free phone call, so make a good use of it. Before, I will tell you what his charges are. So, and she pulls out a scroll and opens it up and says, all right, and she closes it. Verdrag and his family have been caught stealing various items from different members of the clan, and they have been trying to trade these off for a massive profit, which is illegal here in Iresk. I keep wanting to say Iresk. Iresk. Anyway, theft is illegal. We thrive off of trade, and when you cannot make a fair deal, that just means that you have something to work on. Thievery is not a way around this, and it is frowned upon and illegal, so that is why they are being thrown in jail. So, until we recover these items, which we have noted that they are pretty good at hiding these things. Is it Iresk? No, not really. Iresk?
Iresk.
Iris. Okay. We'll get it eventually. We'll figure it out. Anyway, back to Edisot. We haven't been able to uncover the items of yet, but we do know what is missing.
Iresk.
Anyway, gods, you may take this gentleman back and he can speak with Verdrag, but he only gets 5 minutes, no more. One of the guards approaches you whenever you're ready, sir.
Here we go. I'm ready.
And then he shows you to the back. As they close the door behind you, you can see there is a table with some glass, or there's a glass wall on one side, sort of like a window. And on the other side, you see sort of where they do the checks for, that's where they clean the inmates and take all their gear and start to do an inventory of it before moving it to a safer location. Verdrag's items are still currently laid out as they're inspecting them, trying to figure out what exactly he had and see if he had any of the items. It is a long row of iron bars, and it probably leads about 50 feet of hallway with bars, like bar cells every 10 feet. So 5 cells on each side, pretty much. In the very last cell, you see Ferdraig in a cell to the left and Ferdraig's family to the right, which includes 2 male Dragonborn and 2 female Dragonborn.
Okay.
And the guard
walk
looks
up
at
to
you and he
Ferdraig.
says, "You can only
Oh,
talk to Ferdraig. If these other ones talk to you, I will make sure they do not speak."
Understood. I walk over to Ferdraig. So what's up?
I don't know. Apparently I stole a bunch of things.
That's weird since you're with
Also,
us the
apparently they
entire
have no
time.
proof that I stole a bunch of things. It feels
That's
like.
also weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would never do something like this. My
Okay.
father is extremely good at trading, so is my brother Eilber.
So they're saying that you did this or your family did this, and now you're all involved. Is it
They're saying that we worked together to steal a bunch of things, but
okay?
kind of
But you were with us
unlikely.
the entire time.
Shero
Has to be.
is
Yeah.
part of the church, a holy woman. I don't. Let's see. There is this one guy that might have had something to do with this.
In your family?
No. Why would no? I just got through telling you that.
Oh, no. It's okay.
Uh,
Go on.
His name is Mimrod, and he's been trying to get ahead in the trading sect for a while, but hasn't been able to make headway on my father's position. You may want to investigate with him first.
What does your father do again?
We trade.
Trade? No, okay.
Mimrod is also a trader, but Simonth is like the leader, and then we have Pyrath, my father, is second in, I guess, command. And then we have Mimrod, it's a little bit lower, but he has been in consideration.
Okay.
And just so you know, Jeff, you'll get more background information about the city and stuff later on after this whole thing. You don't have to get it all from Ferdraig right now.
Okay. So you want me to go talk or investigate with this Nimrod character, and then see if we can clear you and your family's name.
Yes, please. You know I would never do anything like this.
Okay. Well, I can't say we're gonna get you out by tonight, so you'll probably be in here for at least a night or two. So we'll try
That's
to get
fine.
back to you as soon as possible.
I had my first shower in a few weeks, so that's great.
Okay. So I pull out my my listing stone. Okay. You're gonna take this.
The guard sees
There's no
this,
way.
by the way,
Oh,
if you don't do a good
I
sleight
can
of
put that
hand.
back in my pocket.
Yeah, they already took mine. It's over there. I gesture toward the stuff.
Okay.
One of the
never mind
guards
then.
seems to be having a great time with the rope.
Yeah, so Jeff, you sort of look over there too, and you see one of the guards sitting there and just pulling out rope. He's already got probably about 50 pounds of rope behind him. And there's another guard that's kind of looking at it like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I would go talk to Simonth. She's head of all the trades and
Okay.
might have some more information for you.
Okie doke. Well, anything else before I head off? That's your one phone call. Whatever that means.
I have some good food. They don't really feed you well in jail.
The guard
don't know
looks
how
at
I'm
you
gonna
and
arrange
says, "You cannot.
I'm sad.
Such is the life of a
Well,
criminal." And he sort of
I didn't
glares
steal
at you.
anything.
Well, okay. Sit tight. Try to stay positive, and we'll get this sorted out soon.
Thanks, Jeff.
And then I motion to the guard, and I tell him I'm ready to go.
All right, and he leads you outside of the jail area, and that's where Edisot sits, and she says, "Well, now that that conniving filth has had his phone call, we can finally get with setting up a trial."
Do I
Oh, what
hear?
would that be?
Do I hear the
You do not.
being called? Damn it!
Anyway, the trial
would that
will be after the investigation, which will probably take some time, as we do need
Okay.
to for sure know that there is no way to find these items. If we find the items, that might help us lead to who the real perpetrators are. If they somehow weren't involved, but we have eyewitness reports that say otherwise, so I do not see that being the case. Otherwise, it is time for us to close up shop, so if you could, you can come back in the morning if you want to help us investigate. Otherwise, I hope you enjoy your stay at Iresk, and...
Yeah, you got it.
Dope.
Okay. Well, I'll swing by in the morning. Okay.
Perfect. Anyway, don't get into trouble. I don't want to throw you in a cell too. I happen to like humans.
Oh, thank you. I won't
God.
be in trouble in the town.
She doesn't like humans like the old woman, though.
Oh, like in the...
No, I'm just joking.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, I'll be sure to keep out of trouble. You have a good night, and I say farewell, and I back to the tavern.
So as you walk outside of the lawmaker's office, that is where we will end today's session. So, at this point, Verdrag has been locked up, and you know that, or from what he says, that his family has been framed for something. You don't know why they've been framed. You don't really know what items have been stolen, but you kind of have an idea, a general idea of where to look. So, at this point, when we start our next session, we'll pick up right where we left off. But we'll probably go ahead and say that you just went to the tavern and slept, because pretty much it's nighttime. Everyone's going home. And,
Dragonborn don't have dark vision.
Yeah. So. So yeah, at that we will end the session, and I will see you guys next week. And we should be able to do normal time next week. So.
See you guys later.
All right. Yep. Take it easy. All right. Yep. Y'all take it easy.
See ya.
All right. Appreciate everyone coming out. Hopefully you enjoyed today's session. And until next time, peace.